Hello and welcome to the LCK Challenger League live at WDG Esports Studio. I am Vladez Brando. With me is Walp, and we are going to get into this day where hopefully we get either 4 games or 6 games. Those are the only 2 options. How are you feeling today, Wolf?
I'm feeling pretty good, but we have to remind everyone this is the cringe duo now.
So 5 games?
We got 8 games last week on Monday, and then of course the following week instantly Ox and Max, Ox and Atlas got the 9-gamer. So
again,
I told everyone, I kind of already announced it last week, I'm kind of a 4-gamer, 6-gamer type of guy now. Like, that's what I'm looking for. You know, I'm just like, give me the 4. You know what? If you're just gonna keep not giving me the full sets, we'll just take the 4. I'll take the 4.
It's fine. And you know what, Wolf? Today could be the day of 4 games, and I know all you guys in the chat are like, "Yeah, it's the cringe duo. We're gonna have 5 or 6 games, etc." No, I think today is actually just 4. I think today is just the 4-game day. Quantum Freak's been struggling. Diablo is really pumping up the numbers right now in Live Sandbox. That's their first matchup, and then DK plays in the second one. So we all know what's going to happen in that one. So probably just 4 games, Wolf.
Yeah. It does seem to be the case. We'll see if Kwangdong can upset tonight. It is possible, but of course Andil has moved up to the LCK, so it will be Moham playing today. At least that's the assumption.
Moham, Mo Turkey, Mo Bacon.
Exactly. I haven't been given the official word, but that is my assumption, and we will have the roster shown in just a moment, so we'll be able to tell you guys. Another thing of note is that we will not be playing on the new patch. Actually, we're moving back to 13.12 because some very big and dangerous bugs have been discovered. And so, therefore, we will not be playing with that. As the Plus are making history again, already now up to 20 wins in a row. Looking for 22 tonight. And they are playing against Bro, just across the bracket of them. And as mentioned before, Live Sandbox will play against Kwangdong Freaks. And even though it's 8th versus 10th, I think the gap between these teams is still quite sizable.
It definitely is. I think that Live Sandbox are also in better form than they were at the beginning of the season. So, yeah, things are going well. We'll have to wait and see what the LCK patch is. No spoilers. What's broke on the new patch? Basically, minions don't spawn. It's a bit of an issue. So we need our minions, yeah. So for the first match, as you guys may have noticed, because of the patch issue, we are a little bit delayed today, but that is not going to put a wrench to our gears. We are going to speed right along.
No rain on our parade. That already happened. It's pouring down outside. It's very rainy today.
Yeah.
There's water everywhere.
There is water everywhere.
Yeah, my bottom of my pant leg is still a little bit wet from walking over here.
Yeah. You also decided to take your motorbike.
My motorbike, my scooter, my auto bike. I did drive to work today, which was a choice I could make.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun, to be honest. Like, you don't get to drive through weather like that all too often. So I got a little bit wet, but I have a good raincoat, Valdez. It's got the color. It's very similar color to Live Sandbox's color as well.
Nice.
So it's a sign that they are going to bring us the 4-0 day. But
yeah, we had I said Diablo by accident, so Diablo 4, right? 4 games. We had Jin yesterday. That's 4 shots, right? I mean, it's all coming together for the 4-game day today. And we might be cringe and not get 6, but at least we'll get 4. That's our new thing. And yeah, Kwangdong Freaks versus Live Sandbox, as we mentioned. Kwangdong Freaks definitely struggling, but maybe today is the day.
Maybe it is.
Their shell, but probably not because it's the 4-game day.
It is confirmed Moham now. See him on camera here to be starting for Kwangdong Freaks tonight. And if there is a team that's reasonable to beat right besides T1, I think it would, of course, be Live Sandbox. They're on blue side. Production did turn that the right color for us, as the average game time, sub 30. Not a good sign in this case. Not exactly what you're looking for, but they have been better on blue side. So maybe that'll be helpful here. They do have side selection going into this series.
Yeah. And Ilma, yes, he does have 3 L's in his name now. Can he add a 4th today? Definitely a question to be asked and answered. And yeah, as you guys can see, Moham is playing. Moham, Mo Turkey, Mo Bacon. is coming in here for games number 1 and 2. Definitely not number 3, though, because that's not happening.
Also, Mo Gravy.
Well, Gravy does go pretty well with some of those things.
Yeah.
Especially the turkey, I would say. At least American way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to do, because he was a former LCK player himself. And then over here on the side of Live Sandbox, Diablo and Plan B have been looking pretty good this season. Guti has improved a lot. Daihook and Vincenzo, you know, we'll see what happens. But in terms of the bottom duo here, we've seen this duo level up so much that, in fact, we did see this has kind of been now solidified as the main bottom lane. And Dangmu is removed from the roster. I'm trying to think of like the word to say it. She's no longer part of this roster. She's on the academy team.
Banned.
No longer eligible. So that was what I was trying to get at. Like, Plan B doesn't need Plan C, unfortunately. As Live Sandbox Youth trying to make a last-minute run for playoffs. It's still possible. They're not mathematically eliminated just yet.
Yeah. Diablo looks so 14. I just want to pinch his cheeks. Well, he is 15. So you were close, and he is one of the youngest, if not the youngest player currently in Challengers, and he is already showing signs of destruction. As in round 1, it was a 2-0. What will round 2 bring us?
Yeah, we got like key points of the match now as well. It looks like
we're upgrading, upgrading the production bit by bit.
We're not calling them key points, but like, let's be real. You know, it's pretty much key points here. And it's a cool little graphic showcasing that. Very recently as well, match 43, Live Sandbox did take the 2-0, and that is the expectation of what we will see once again tonight. But, you know, see if Bull can level up. Strong meta for him, but he has not been delivering just yet. Looks like the draft is finally set and ready to go. Let's see what the picks are going to look like, because remember, we are playing on 13.12. But yesterday, it looked like we were playing on 13.12, even though we were in fact not.
Nothing has changed. Yeah, and we're going to have to see who gets more object steal today. That is for sure.
I don't know what Ox did to my microphone, but it's looking a little bit wild. Well, we'll take a look at it after this.
What is going on over there? It's like bouncing up and down.
It's a little springy. It's a little springy.
It has a little spring in its step. Let us know if we sound like too soft or weird or anything like that, guys. You guys in the chat. Always
let me
very
know.
reliable.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, let us know if we're muted.
Yeah, let me know if anything happens with my chat. So Tristana or with my microphone in the chat. Tristana and
thank you.
Sejuani. Yeah. Sejuani and Tristana are banned away. See the LeBlanc to go as well. Nico's open.
Hello?
I think Nico has been a little bit underwhelming though recently. Like,
Nico!
She's gonna get locked in, Valdez, but doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have great success. You gotta build a comp around it. Kaisa is gone. So one of the better follow-ups. Rel still available though, as we'll see the Annie. She's also much stronger on 13.12, so she's gonna continue to make an appearance. Let's see if they want to go for a Rel lane themselves, but nope. Gonna prioritize the Viego here for Vincenzo.
Yeah, Viego definitely rising in priority nowadays, especially with the amount of like hard to gauge comps that you get and the amount of resets that he can get in some of these team fights. He is quite strong, but Poppy still available, going to be picked up here probably by Courage in this game. Can be flexed as well, but oftentimes is not. As they're thinking about what their third pick is going to be.
It'd be interesting if they just grabbed Rel here and then said, yeah, you can pick Alistar if you want, but we'll play a lane matchup that's not good for Alistar, especially at level 1. Or they could ban it if Live Sandbox opts to go for something else, like picking up an 80 carry. Otherwise here, you know, there's not a great choice. You know, you could go for Jax, but that's blind at this point. You don't have the Sejuani. Not an easy pick here for Quantum Freaks in this part of the draft. But it will just be that blind Jax.
Renekton is banned, and I think especially in Challengers, you have less of these like super powerful top laners. I was going to say a different, shorter version that might have been misconstrued. But yeah, I think that it is okay. Rumble being hovered, I don't think you want to pick that. Although you do get the fire synergy with Annie, so I guess they have that going for them.
Yeah, picking Rumble into a hard engage setup doesn't feel great. Now, there's a ban on Blitzcrank. Rel still available. I think Rel sounds insanely strong here. Will be the ban there onto the Milio, so that'll kind of weaken the Aphelios pick here, potentially. It looks like Live Sandbox were maybe fishing for. Ashe also off the table, so maybe it's just a Varus ban here for Kwangdong Freaks.
Yeah, Jesper knows what I was getting at. Also, Yundo is calling for the brands for the extra fire synergy. That would be insane. Everything is lit on fire. I don't think it's going to happen, but, you know.
There's that Varus ban. So I think it's just going to be Aphelios here. Based. Super easy.
Beast.
Yeah.
Nautilus is hanging. I think you should take that away, probably.
Probably going to happen. But they could go Rel Samira and just all in on this and try to punish the Rumble. Looks like we're going to see Xayah Rakan, which does have great follow-up to these engages. That's not Rakan. That's not Rakan.
Mo ham, mo turkey, mo bacon.
Mohamnika.
Mo cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
Rakan.
Okay, Rakan.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Rakan is strong.
They're just going to take the Rel themselves. Like, okay, Rel into Equalizer.
Okay, well, if you want any sort of engage outside of Annie, you really need some hard engage here from the support role. Alistair is not it.
Just play Nautilus. Yeah, just play Nautilus. No, that's not Nautilus.
No! That's not Nautilus. Play Nautilus.
Nautilus?
No.
Or Rel, not Thresh. Thresh has...
Gorsh, ding it.
I mean, Thresh can, like, he can go for Death Sentence, then, like, take the Death Sentence in, then drop the box, and then they drop Equalizer on top of it. You know? I mean, that kind of works. It's kind of a thing. Could be not terrible, especially if Annie helps set it up. There's some synergy with Annie's stun, and then the Death Sentence to follow up.
Yundo's adding Astronautilus. Yeah, no Nautilus in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's also Astronautilus TX, otherwise known as Texas.
More taxes.
Or
transaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things it could be. We'll never know. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Yep.
No, we like you. We just want to make sure he knew how to
Live
spell
Sandbox doesn't like him, though, obviously.
Yeah, no, they don't, though, clearly.
Yeah, some weird reason.
I don't like this draft from Live Sandbox. However, I think that the execution here for Kwangdong Freaks, you know, it's basic, but will they be able to do it is the question. That's a question that we've asked ourselves for most of the season. The answer has mostly been no, so as risky as what Live Sandbox put together here is, I still favor them, but I think that could have been better. Could have been a little bit safer.
Yeah, this draft was weird. I don't like it. I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen. They were just given a random assortment of champions at this point, it kind of feels like. Yeah, Nautilus was plan A, so they took Thresh as plan B. It's a good one. Someone in YouTube chat asked, where is Faker? So we're off to a good start. Also asking, why not Diablo and Plane as their names? Also a good question. We're almost ready to hop onto the Rift for game number 1. So let's see what's going to happen this time around.
Wait, Valdez, does it normally go into the Baron pit like that, then come out of the Dragon? Was that new? That was new, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Production's leveling up for round 2. It's next level.
I was like, I don't think this is normal. But I didn't dislike it, you know? Comet here for Dahyuk. And, yeah, just doing a little fishing. The gold lead is massive here for Kwangdong Freaks. Will it double? No, just the one.
Yeah, this is the first time Cleaver is playing Nico, and we've seen that even players in LCK sometimes struggle with Nico mechanics. You know, throwing the ult out early or not knowing how to use Mega Cone, stuff like that.
And you know what? Actually, chat knows this before I did, but it's Phase Rush for Illima. I actually like this because I think that chasing down the Rumble and making sure you can secure kills on him, which also is Phase case, we're just going. Yeah. But also the Phase Rush on the Poppy means that looking like they want to punish this really greedy Rumble pick. And I don't blame them, as it actually is going to be a path top here for Courage. Vincenzo will do the same, knowing that this Rumble is fairly vulnerable. See how much poke he can get done with his Comet to try to keep that health bar at a reasonable level.
Yeah. If you can proc it in a trade and then Rumble like tries to throw down an equalizer, it's like
this.
It's pretty troll. Yeah, you get away really fast. You're not in range of the fire. Illima trying to reinvent the wheel here, but it might just be a better wheel. I don't know. We're going to have to see. He definitely doesn't have quite the offensive stats. I don't know what that was, but he is going to miss. Diablo is forced to cleanse.
I don't know if he was forced to cleanse or if he decided to cleanse. He decided to cleanse. I don't think he cleansed anything. I don't think he cleansed anything, Valdez.
There was no
feather pullback. Nope.
There was no slow, as here is Courage, level 3 gank at the bottom side. Very nice flash from Diablo as he's trying to get under turret here, but a lot of damage is going in. First blood goes over to Bull, a very nicely executed dive already as flash auto ignite
for the attempt.
And then he just levels up. I don't think he was going to die even if he didn't level up.
Well, Valdez.
Did Liv Sandbox wake up on the wrong side of the bed today, Wolf?
They woke up on the wrong side of the draft, but also, like, I want to get a replay of what happened with that engage from Moham because it was not clean, and yet because of the cleanse being down and the push to the lane, they felt confident enough to gank. And even though Courage was pathing top, he was like, nah, Moham, he's getting enough done, I guess. We're just going to make the play bottom side. And now, 2 longswords on top of this call for Bull, as Courage will probably get double scuttled here, but that's not the end of the world for him.
Okay, Cleaver, you know that Vincenzo is on the top side of the map.
You have to know this.
Don't stand on the top side of your... Wait, no. Don't stand there. That's not where you want to stand. Wrong side of the lane. No. Angle to the bottom side. It's okay. Goody is sitting on the bottom side of the lane himself. He's trying to push him up to the top side here as stun is going to come up. But, yeah, Cleaver does take a lot of damage, but Moham is here. You know, setting up plays.
He's doing it.
Bringing in some Mo Bacon for the team.
Mo Gold. Mo Minions.
Yeah.
Less minions in the mid lane, unfortunately, for Cleaver, regardless here at this moment in time. He's going to come back down now to the bottom side of the map. Dahyuk is going to take a recall opportunity here with a wave pushed. We'll pick up an Amp Tome and Crystal. And he's just going to head back to lane. Ilma's going to freeze this away from him. Very smart. So even though he's down on CS, wants to just hold this here so Dahyuk will be punished for that back timing. And he decided to back because he's like, well, I just don't want to push forward here when I know that Poppy could be on the top side of the map. Very likely is. The double scuttle did go off for Vincenzo, so significant farm lead for him as a result. As here we go.
He's going to rush some phase. And he did.
He still took quite a bit of damage. He was
really
like
seeing the phase rush angle.
I mean, I liked it the first time. This time he just kind of was like, I'm phase rushing him, and Dahyuk's like, but my flame's already out, so...
Yeah. So Rumble did get a big change, as we all know. I think it was 13-11. It might have been 13-12.
I don't remember which patch it was on, to be honest.
But basically, you can proc into your overheat a little bit easier. Also, you do more max HP damage. I was kind of calling for him into certain matchups like Scion, and when it made sense otherwise, right? So you're kind of just burning him down. But the Jax also is going to build a significant amount of health in his build. So it's kind of an interesting choice. It's not one that we necessarily... I don't think we're going to be seeing it a lot, but...
It's going very weirdly so far here, too. And even though Jax tried to, like, freeze the wave, he then... Illinois was like, well, now I'm jumping on him, and I'm going to take a bad trade. And
got to use my phase rush, you know?
Now he's lost a bunch of minions. He picks up a Sheen. He bought a Dark Seal as well, which I get it. You think you're going to win this matchup, and I think with Courage's help, which we assumed was going to happen, he probably should have, but he is certainly not any more in a good position at all. As Daihuk, by the way, because he walked back to lane, is feeling very comfortable sitting on his teleport, and he can just tempo equalize as well if he wants to, and just get further advantage knowing that Illima is now on. Okay, well, probably don't want to use that Flame Spitter early.
Yeah. And that's the idea behind the Rumble into Jax as well. He procs Counter-Strike, but doesn't block magic damage.
You burn him.
You burn him to death. Rumble does not have a very significant amount of gank assist. Like, if Vincenzo tries to come up and gank the Jax, they're going to be relying on Illima to be out of position.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Also, I mean, you're basically just like, you're like, okay, well, he has to be low because we need to kill him with Equalizer. Like, you're relying on your damage. And, like, the slow from the missile is not that helpful, but it's kind of helpful. But, yeah, it's just like, do you have enough damage to kill him quickly? Yeah. And Jax, with his escape, makes it very difficult. As this matchup is, you know, with a few bad trades, like, could turn on a dime, as you could see here. Like, first time Illima was, like, trading badly into the Flame Spitter. Now he's, ended up going in second, and Daihuk can do nothing, but now has to teleport. Illima will also back. See what he picks up here. A long sword, and he's just going to run back to lane. Doesn't have teleport, so this is a weird one. It's just
I feel like everybody's just off today. Like,
yeah, this is not the
I don't know
highest
what's
level.
going on.
Everyone was prepping for a different patch, right? Like, that's another thing that happened, but I don't think that this is really going to come into play with that. That's something I thought we might talk about, is like, oh, we see some weird picks that don't make sense for this patch.
Maybe Lucid playing the buffed Lee Sin on 13-13 could have been fun to watch, because he already plays it all the time and is really, really good at the pick.
Yeah.
That was like the 1A I was looking for 13-13. Instead, we get rejected on that, and it's fine. Now we get Rumble in the top lane. As Daihuk is going to overheat, and the Jax is getting in there, but Vincenzo here as well. Courage is going to flash the wall, and Daihuk in a lot of trouble, has to throw down the Equalizer, as Illima is not going to get the dive onto him. Oh man, just really bad miscalculation there, and that means that Daihuk is going to get away. And Vincenzo picks up the first kill for the team. Yeah,
Vincenzo going to pick up the kill. Also, flash down here for Illima. Courage as well, flashing over the wall there. You know, trying to make the play happen, but comes up empty. This is really rough. Liv Sandbox taking a pretty significant gold lead here, and the fact that Daihuk lives means that he can actually clear and push that wave, and Illima still doesn't have teleport. He's going to lose some more minions here. Not going to be the end of the world. I think it is a cannon wave, but still feels pretty nasty as you're clearing this ward, and then Daihuk comes over, and you're like, okay, well, I go in for this. Daihuk is overcharged as well at this point in time, but wants to wait for Viego to be overheated. Wants to wait for Vincenzo to come over before he actually tries to trigger this. The Equalizer isn't great, but just don't secure the kill, and it's Viego. It's going to get you. Wasn't even the greatest heartbreaker of all time. Could have maybe even looked for the double there. It's down here.
We got some fighting. Diablo is going to flash away from the feathers, and that leads to a kill. Very nicely handled there. As
1v2, by the way.
Yeah, we don't know how Bull got himself into a 1v2 fight. That, I think, is the first question, especially because his team is doing the Rift Herald.
Yeah, Bull is...
fight.
He is alone while Moham is pushing mid to try to join up for the Herald. Probably not the timing you're looking for. Might have been forced by Liv Sandbox in some way, like through a death sentence or something like that, but Plan B didn't even use his ult. So we'll get a replay. Speaking of, yeah, just insane greed. Now, Plan B is hidden, so they don't know, and then by the time he does see him on the control ward, he's pretty far up. See if it's a flash engage or anything like that. Nope, just lantern to traps. He's doomed.
You don't have to take this trade. Like, he has flash. It was a very nice response from Diablo. But yeah, like, Bull didn't have to take that trade at all.
Nope.
He had Featherstorm and Flash and Cleanse. Like, you can just back. Instead,
he flashed, Featherstormed, and cleansed, and also died.
1v2 into red-white Aphelios, yes. Definitely a little bit questionable there, you know, as my voice just turns into Elmo for no reason.
It was like a little bit more Mickey to me than Elmo.
Yeah, that was a little bit of Mickey, yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 4 plot leaked here on the LCK
Well, Illima's running away very fast, but he's also dying as, yeah, the Counter-Strike not going to help him too much. Taking a huge chunk of damage. Now he has to run away. He's already behind in the lane. And this Rumble pick ends up working out pretty well so far.
Yeah, we still don't like it. You know, I'm still gonna be clear that don't like it, but can't argue with the data that it is working. He has a 20 CS lead. Picked up that assist, is winning lane. They've got a plate. Guangdong Freaks did pick up that early Herald, and now they're going to try to turn this into a Drake play on the bottom side. They have a decent amount of control here, and I don't think that this is contestable because Cleaver can just ult the choke if they try to come through. He's got flash as well, and it was interesting how Live Sandbox decided to watch, but also not contest.
Yeah, they all grouped up for the show. Like, interesting. Should we engage? Nah, let's just stand here.
So, because everyone was there, there was like no one to give the scouting report to as well. I guess Dayak, okay.
Tibbers is going to miss, but the stun is there from the Viego, and Cleaver will be forced to flash. If they had layered that with the Tibber stun included, probably Cleaver dies, but not meant to be. Still a nice amount of pressure, and they get the flash away.
Yeah.
Like, Tibbers comes down, you get some first strike gold. He doesn't even have first strike.
They're going to get the teleport out of him as Courage is going to make this Hex Flash play one more time.
Is this the moment? Dayak doesn't have flash. This seems like a pretty easy gank onto the Rumble as the damage. Yeah, he's just trying to burn the wave. Not going to be successful at that as a very nice gank comes in from the Hex Flash Poppy.
It's going to be a plate going over, probably two, as Cleaver did teleport back into lane, but no other help really coming up here. Vincenzo will show up here in the Rift Herald. Oh, does he? He could have actually committed to the ult flash there.
Oh, he's getting in. He is... Oh. He got in and then he got out.
Okay, so he did commit eventually to the ult flash there for the kill. And that's 2 kills for the Viego. His Triforce has been done for a little while now. He's pretty big. Need to spread the love to the rest of the map. The fact that Diablo has a kill that he was able to pick up in that 2v1 earlier is really nice for Live Sandbox. They still have some good win conditions here. Moham. It means what are you? It's basically a cute way of saying what are you doing? As it's a flash.
Yeah, good trade. Cleaver in a little bit of trouble here. Stun is going to miss. So
he also knows that flash and ult are down from that top side play, so is fine. Didn't have flash, but watch this one more time. Herald gets dropped down, and then
that's
what?
It's kind of unlucky. Because if the Rift Herald spawns ahead of time, it takes the aggro.
I actually didn't even realize that's why he was low. I was looking elsewhere on the minimap.
Yeah. What a weird situation.
I mean, you gotta... The Rift Herald, it doesn't actually count until it's fully... The spawn animation is done, and I guess he just didn't really account for that, but can't blame him too hard.
Now, Vincenzo is quite large in this game, and he's trying to exert his mass over the other lanes right now. He's 2-0, Trinity Force finished. And yes, the Poppy has the better damage item, and the Sun... No, I'm just kidding. But Vincenzo is in a really good spot, and he's been doing a great job of just trying to be everywhere, essentially.
I also think the fact that, as I was mentioning before, Diablo got that extra kill means that that lane is not as disastrous as it looked like it was going to be. This Rumble pick is working out decently well because he has a CS lead here. He's only a little bit behind, like 70 gold or so in that top lane. And Live Sandbox definitely have a comp that can straight up team fight with the engaged tools they have. We didn't really like the Thresh pick that much, and it hasn't been relevant yet. This is what you can do to deal with some Jack's pressure. But when we do get to some 5v5s later, I think they've got a good chance.
Trying to engage onto the Nico here. A ton of damage coming in. They just burst him 100-0. Cleaver not even able to pop Blossom as he just gets caught out a bit there. And that's a 3rd kill now for Vincenzo, who is really enjoying his time as Viego in this game.
He really is. He also didn't have flash Cleaver from that last exchange in mid, so you know, it's a really nice timing to look for this pick here. As Guti decides, okay, I'm going to go forward here onto Moham after he escapes. He goes for the stun here onto the Nico. The follow-up is just there with the W from Vincenzo. And this time they're able to link those together and stagger the ultimate, or stagger the stuns, rather.
Dayak didn't go back after the equalizer. I don't know why he has teleport. He's like trying to hold on to his turret, I guess, but...
It's first brick, so really wanted to defend it, but fails regardless here, unfortunately.
Why is it called first brick?
I don't know. Somebody, I think that was Papa Smithy. Was it? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, first blood, first brick.
Yeah, because
they both start with a B.
Yeah,
so
The tower is made of bricks, obviously, as you can tell.
I like first brick as a term because first turret sounds less cool. I don't know. Right? I mean,
I kind of like first turret blood. It
first
is long,
turret
though.
blood?
Yeah.
It's long and there's no blood on the turret. It's like a statue
still,
of Alice.
Okay, well, that was an interesting hook. Plan B is going to flash away as in goes the Jax. That is a kill going over to Bull as Illima just dies. Very nice Pop Blossom does come in here as the flames are spitting and Vincenzo is going man mode right now in the backline. Gonna take out 2. Doesn't get any kills, but he sets everything up as they index way too far into trying to make that play happen on the side of Kwangdong. And Liv Sandbox will run away with the victory in the fight.
I think you just don't like brick as a word. I think that's the problem. You and that one guy in the chat who says he doesn't know why he doesn't like it.
When it was first being said a lot and the Twitch chat would just meme it all the time, they'd say first brick, haha. And everybody thought it was pretty cringe. Equalizer going to be thrown out. Very nice team fight ultimate, and the flames are spitting from both sides as Guti is getting in there as well, but Mohan, even without flash, is just able to dash away.
And this has kind of been a trend we've seen in the LCK. It continues here, where you have small advantages as the weaker of the two teams, but you're not sure how to use them. You're not sure how to push those advantages because they had that kill bottom side. They had the Jax lane they could have played through. They did not. They got the early Drake and the early Herald. But this fight looks like a good opportunity here to try to catch Plan B, but he is he is Thresh. Get over that wall, and the Rakan engage isn't good enough, and then they double down into this composition where there's a concave. Follow-up here is super easy with the Jax. He gets the double here onto Courage, which is disastrous. If Courage doesn't get hit by that, he probably gets out. And then after that, they... Okay, well...
Any fighters? Any fighters in chat? Yeah, there's a couple. 4 and 0.
Yeah.
After Vincenzo gonna also put down the Rift Herald.
After that, like that first replay, or the first replay was the only replay because we jumped into that. After the replay into the bottom side play, they also then tried to fight and lost the battle over the Herald as well. So it's now 8 kills to 3, and it's just hard forcing with disadvantages here instead of trying to play towards your Jax. That's going to be a side lane win condition later on. Buy time for your Xayah to become more large, become more relevant. And it's not like their comp scales better, but at least you can force objectives on your own terms, especially with the Drake lead you had. But first turret going to fall here for the Sandbox. And we'll even get an extra charge here on the inner.
Yeah. Just going to come out and say it. I already voted for Vincenzo for POG.
Wow, he did. He really did.
I actually put it in the chat already.
Man. It's 19 minutes.
Yeah, I already said, okay, jungle. Jungle wins. That is the POG vote. And the game, of course, is not over, and I'll change my vote if that is the case. But at this point in time, it's very obvious to me who is getting the job done here on the side of Liv Sandbox. So
how to scare an alt-tab producer.
Yeah. The 60-minute Thresh Penta, you never know. Could happen. Might happen in this one. I mean, the lead is not even 2,000, but Vincenzo's playing like a god right now. So
he is.
He's level 13 as well.
Yeah.
He's ahead of his top lane.
He might actually be ahead of Guti as well. I don't think so, but I don't think we got the experience graph as Courage. Careful, you are tanky, but you're not that tanky against these crescendums coming out, chakrams. We have a 3.5-minute lull here before this next Drake fight, but if Kwangdong end up dropping the ball here, I think it's all but over. Ilma's going to be able to take this turret out at least, so he is getting some of that Jax side lane value. Going into the hull breaker here second. Really wants to index into being a side lane threat. I appreciate it. That's what I do when I'm losing lane on Jax, or if I'm losing on Renekton, which happens a lot. Just like, oh, just go hull breaker and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's a noted strategy. It gets used very often in professional and solo queue play. Diablo he's actually utilizing the Thresh really, really well. You know, he's like, I'm ahead, I can pressure even harder because I have this Thresh here with the Lantern. We don't get to see this all the time because Thresh isn't as meta as it used to be, but this used to be the thing, right?
Yeah.
Even back when Ezreal Thresh was also a thing, or Ezreal Tahm Kench as well. You just sit super far up the lane because you know that nobody can touch you.
It also works really well with Annie and Ari because you can just set up for long range engage, and then if you don't want to commit or it looks risky, they want to try to punish you, you just go, nope, peace out. You just zip back to the rest of the team with the lantern. So your engage range is extended. Like you can see Guti can stay this far up very comfortably right now. And if they walk in, he just drops Tibbers on him. And if they if they decide to engage on him and the rest of the team isn't ready to follow up, then like just zips out. So Rylai's is done. So Tibbers is a problem in team fights now as well with the lead that Kwangdong find themselves facing, the deficit they're in.
Just do Baron on Vision, question mark?
I mean, they're grouped up. Jax has TP. I actually kind of like this call, to be honest. But it's risky. I mean, you're losing this game otherwise.
They're just going to respond to it as the Poppy ultimate not going to hit. The equalizer is huge damage, and they do take out the Annie and the Rumble. But the two carries of the team, Diablo and Vincenzo, are getting in there as the stun is going to land there. The root onto Vincenzo. They can't follow up anymore as Illima and Karch just trying to get out of here alive, but Vincenzo incredibly strong, and Plan B is right there to lock him down. So a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Liv Sandbox after the interesting Baron trade.
I think it's not a textbook call. I think it's definitely not one that the coaching staff is going to be happy with. But I also think that considering the game state and who these players are and how much they've struggled in skirmishes already, and they had a teleport for the teleporting Jax. He's not going to actually contest this, right? Well, okay. Rip Illima. Wait.
Yeah, the Baron is too far down, though, so now you're just kind of wasting TPs. But you do trade it with Guti at least, who's like, oh crap, I gotta get in there. A lot of, I feel like, nervous play on the Rift from both sides.
Yeah, I think so too. But going back to the point, I think that the call from Kwangdong was actually, if in challengers, if the other team doesn't respond quickly enough, or you have like a disjointed fight here, the turn is better, because this turn is pretty horrible, and they just get flash Tibbers. And Illima only stuns Guti with his counter-strike here, so where's the real follow-up? The split is really good here for Liv Sandbox, but if the turn is better, they actually may have a real chance of turning this game around. You get Baron, you win this team fight, and suddenly you have a real big threat in this Hullbreaker Jax on the side. Instead, unfortunately, it doesn't work out, but while I don't say it's a good call, I respect it, because they clearly had a plan. Execution left us a little bit wanting.
Yeah, I mean, they got the Baron pretty close, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Jax, you've got Xayah, you have a huge amount of Baron damage. Like, it went down to 4.5, I think, and the response was just good from Liv Sandbox. Like you're saying, I think that Kwangdong, maybe they thought they were farther behind than they actually were. So they just decided to, just send it. And at the end of the day, it didn't work out. And now Liv Sandbox are going to be in a pretty strong lead here. Infernal Drake as equalizer once again. But
good play from Courage.
Yeah, just pops the jungler away. And now they're engaging on a Dayuk, who is Rumble, so he's not very tanky at all. But grabbing him here for Diablo, he is really getting to work now. As QSS as well. Really nice pop blossom, but where's the follow-up? There's the Rakan. Do they have the damage? Bull with a Featherstorm in the front line, but immediately gets 100 to 0'd by Guti, as now they have gone way too far. Trying to get on top of Diablo and Dayuk does not pay off for Kwangdong Freaks, but hey, at least they got the Infernal Drake.
The peel is just so insane with the front line that Liv Sandbox have. It's not tanks in the front line, but it's just front-loaded damage with this Annie and with this Viego. So even though this ends up being a really nice keeper's verdict to secure the Dragon, chasing this hard, unfortunately, is just not the right call. Dayuk goes super low as, okay, something's happening in the live.
More fighting. Illima's getting in there, trying to get this shutdown onto Vincenzo's 6-0-4, and he gets 1,000 gold on a Jax, who, yes, he did build second item Hullbreaker, but now maybe he picks up a Zhonya's or something.
Yeah,
I mean, he's going to have a lot of money.
Yeah, he's probably going to pick up like a Codex from this and build towards Zhonya's, you have to imagine. Don't think he really needs the armor from the Seeker's Arm Guard, but he is looking like a real win condition. He actually does go for the Seekers instead, so going to be stacking that one up. At this moment in time, like, some of these fights, some of these exchanges are so sloppy that you really just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, speaking of sloppy, like, we were just stacking up for Counter-Strike, and then Wilhelm comes in here. Vincenzo, that's a huge shutdown. Also breaking his stopwatch, hoping that the slows here from the Rylai's would help him out, but it's not going to. He does have a GA now, though, so he doesn't feel too bad about the stopwatch.
Yeah, just the huge shutdown that you give to a Jax is just not the way. But it is phased rush, Hullbreaker, Zhonya's Jax. Illima, though, is going to be really difficult to take down. The Zhonya's is good for team fighting, but the Hullbreaker is good for split pushing, which is kind of like, you know, you don't really see the synergy there. You know, like maybe you could have just gone for more damage items into a Rumble. But, yeah, not going to be the case here. And
eventually,
we'll see how it works out for him.
If they get back map control through some of these skirmishes, you know, the Jax becomes unkillable in the side, and then you can, like, roam the Nico Cleaver, send him down, and then, like, you re-engage actually on top of the Jax, who's Counter-Strike into Leap Away, into Zhonya's, has Hullbreaker resistances, and then you actually turn fights so they can play around that and hard force around that. If they can make it happen, like if they can get enough map control, if they can push this Jax deeper and then be able to shadow him. As Cleaver is the worst spy of all time. This is like Spy Kids level. Will it work though? I don't think so.
Well, he almost dies, doesn't even break through the shield, but he does get a nice little engage. The entire team trying to get on top of Diablo, but nobody can take him out as Courage finally gets the job done. But finally is a little bit too late, as Vincenzo in the meanwhile is just ripping apart the back line of Kongo Freaks. Illima only gets to use the stopwatch as the hook is off, and maybe he gets away actually, but I don't think that Live Sandbox really cares.
I don't think they care at all.
Vincenzo does, but the team doesn't.
The question is, should he care?
He's still caring a lot.
He's continuing to care. The care levels are a little bit high. Oh, he stopped caring for a second, but he's like suddenly re-interested again? Now he couldn't care less. Now he's just like, eh. And
they want a team fight.
They did. They did stop the push mid. Like they could have probably pushed a little bit further. As look at this play from Cleaver. Like he baited Diablo because Diablo's like, this guy is so dumb. I'm actually just gonna attack him. And then he's like, whoa, man, I'm actually really low. Got red, white. I'm actually dead. But unfortunately, with how fed Vincenzo is and how he could just rip through the team by himself, essentially, with all that follow-up damage behind him, it doesn't matter that the 80 carry was 100-0 because there are just too many carries on this team. The Rumble does too much damage. The Rylai's Annie does too much damage. And Diablo also basically killed Cleaver on his own before going down. So pretty easy. 9-1 on this Viego at the moment.
I guess this is part of the reason why we saw the Nico go through. As I said during the draft, I'm like, well, even in LCK, teams have trouble utilizing its full potential. So at the end of the day, if you go into Challenger League, will you expect them to do better than even guys like BDD or even Showmaker missing some ults? Chovy, I believe, had a missed ult as well. So like, it can be difficult. It seems a bit face roll, but oftentimes it's not in pro play. So
yeah, I think it's strong, but it's not. It's not like, oh man, he gave Nico, you lose. It used to be. I think at the beginning of you know, when it was very strong in the LCK, people just couldn't deal with it. But now there are ways to build your comp around it and just avoid it, and people have gotten better at scouting it out. Live Sandbox threatening to start this Baron now. Illima on the flank, but will be seen. So see what they decide to do here. Live Sandbox don't have any side lane threat right now. So, I mean, quite literally, Illima can just stand on this Baron and say, your move. And Vincenzo's going to make that move. He's carrying again.
Yeah. He cares. That's a huge amount of damage coming in. The Pop Blossom is forced? Question mark? He just dies. As down goes Cleaver, Courage is left to the Wolves.
I mean, this...
And that's a double kill for Diablo free.
I didn't even notice until just now, but this Nico is 0-7.
Yeah.
This game. Like, it is...
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when the minion got hit, I was like, oh, well, that's the minion health bar. He's not really taking that much damage. He's going to be okay, right? But then he just gets hit again, and I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, his second health bar is also very fragile. That's,
again,
not
utilizing
ideal.
the Nico as a team, or even getting a engage going individually, has been a struggle. And if Quantum Freaks go to blue side again, Live Sandbox guarantee they leave that Nico open again because they're like, well, we just pick Annie and we're totally fine. And we can deal with it really, really easily, obviously.
Look at the Diablo Gale Force forward. Ult is going to be dodged, but, I mean, that was an Infernum ult. That could have been lights out. It could have been just
boom, boom.
Straight up boom, boom, yeah.
Some Bomba.
Yeah, some big Bomba. Bam, bam.
Yeah.
The numbers would have been high, Valdez.
Large.
So damage to champions
Yep.
going upward trending graph.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch this again.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to be a cannon minion. He's hit by the equalizer, and then he decides to go, and there's just instantly tibbers.
Remember when we were counting to 4 earlier today? We're like Jin and 4 games, etc. There were 4 ranged minions, and Dahak's like, "That's Nico," and then he just equalizes her, and she just dies. And if you're standing still trying to be a ranged minion, and you take half your health bar, of course you're forced to pop Blossom, and then of course you immediately die.
They could have just disengaged and said nah, but they would have lost a ton of tempo from it. And unfortunately, his flash engage is not good, or his pop blossom engage is not good. And game state's not good either.
It's feeling pretty gootee.
I don't really know what you mean by that, but
because Goody is just,
I can figure it out based on the context, but I'm like not sure if that makes sense, fellas.
Oh, Illima's getting in there. Counter-strike as okay, trying to get on top of Diablo here. He does have flash, but he's not going to be able to use it as 100-0 down goes the Aphelios. Well, they finally found their angle as Cleaver was able to TP in there and make a play. But, yep, just going to take away some time from the Baron push.
Well, slowing him down, stopping that Aphelios. You'll take it. You'll take it. Small win, small victory here for Kwangdong Freaks. We are moving Drake by Drake closer to the 50-minute Elder Flip.
I'd love to see Wolf do a play-by-play. Okay, Wolf gets the next one.
You can't see me do a play-by-play because I'm not on camera, but maybe you could hear.
True. Maybe you should film it.
I'm
put it on the gram.
I'm really bad at it.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's challengers.
But that's why it's harder. I was just watching Illima the whole time, thinking about whether I want to do a Counter-Strike fun or not. But his Counter-Strikes weren't big, so.
Kwangdong Freaks is a favorite in this game, IMO.
Who said that? Absol01. Maybe a Pokemon enjoyer? Maybe that's where the Absol comes from, or maybe it's just an Absolute Zero shortened. I don't know. I'm having deja vu about this. I feel like I've talked to this person in chat before about something they've said before.
Could happen. So are you going to do the next play-by-play or not?
Nah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, nah. Valdez is worried because I might just do it like this. Oh, Tippers goes in, stun. Oh, Nico is dead. Yeah, there.
All right, you did it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now they're trying to kill Daihuk. It's going to work, actually, as he does flash away, but it turns out Jax can hop. And, well, he was at least able to burn the majority of the
gaming going on right now. He's going to hop again. Is this a base trade?
Got it. Really nice hook. Very nicely done. And that is going to mean now that we have another fun scoreline to look at, this time for the Poppy. As down will go this inhibitor.
I thought maybe they were going to commit to trying to kill Annie and then try to race and defend the base while also trying to push that bottom side, but Moham just decided to back.
That was so good, Wolf. Why is Valdez even here? For the analysis, obviously.
Well, that's weird because that's analysis lover. 17.
Yeah, he should know. Poppy just needs one more assist.
Yeah. I thought maybe there was an angle for Kwangdong Freaks to make something happen there on the bottom lane further, but they just kind of backed and then Lift Sandbox left, and now we're just going back to a game state where Lift Sandbox is on. Baron cooldown wait, 50 seconds until...
What is this gold?
Yeah, I mean, he's got Hullbreaker and he's in the sides and he's killing the structures, he's killing the minions a lot. On the other hand, Daihuk, not so much. He's doing a lot of damage, though. His damage per gold's got to be really high.
True. So now we're trying to collapse onto Illima.
I don't know about this.
Annie, or actually that was Thresh. That goes flying. Sometimes skins are difficult.
The Nico is where the Jax should be in terms of the lane setup right now. But she does have teleport, so maybe could set up a teleport flank. They don't have great wards. You can see there's that one behind the Baron pit. And not going to actually go for the dragon. Just going to wait for that Baron to spawn. It looks like I say that. Now they're going over. Now we're moving. Got enough time to burst this one down because the Jax is on the other side of the map and wasn't threatening the bottom lane.
I feel like Plan B hasn't played Thresh in a while, and they were like, you know what, Thresh is perfect here. Can you play it? He's like, yeah, I think I can. His hooks have not been really on point.
No, but he has dropped some lanterns.
The lantern, though.
Yeah, he's not going to take it.
Right.
He's like, I'm doing Scuttle, so thank you for the attempt, but I'm kind of busy right now.
Do Baron.
This is why things can change.
Rumble's really good at denying this kind of thing.
Well, I mean, the equalizer is decent, but I don't know if denied is it just yet. They will have another opportunity.
Yeah, it buys them some time, but...
Cleaver on the flank.
Oh, here we go. That is a huge Pop Blossom. Do they have the damage? Diablo is able to get out this time. And Diehook is roaming free in that backline, but Lalo health bars and Lilima is trying to go 1v4. He might just be able to do so, as Lilima is able to carry the end of this team fight and make it Kwangdong Freaks. As not even Vincenzo will live at the end of this.
That might
after
be
the GA.
I mean, they still have to deal with that top wave, and they are doing so, and they can burst down this Baron very quickly. And I don't think they necessarily push to end off of this win here, but they're going to be able to open up all of these structures, all of that bounty gold as well. They're going to be able to get the bounty off of this Baron, the mid turret, and that inner on the top side of the map. So tons of gold injection here now into the side of Kwangdong Freaks, and you just don't have your flank watched here at all. Like, even a little bit. No wards, no coverage, nothing. And you knew that Nico was on the top side, and after your equalizer fails, you get desperate, you force your way in here, and look at the follow-up Counter-Strike here. Second Counter-Strike that's going to happen here as well after the leap hits both, and this means Diablo is just not able to do the damage required. And despite these low health bars, without the equalizer, follow-up here for Rumble, nobody's going to go down, and they will end up getting the full ace here. Nice try, Vincenzo, but at the end of the day, that's a lot of money. So let's see what turrets are still standing. So inner top, this turret is not going to give gold bounty anymore, but it's still 2 bounties picked up, and the gold lead is now Kwangdong Freaks.
Hi, how challengers is this series?
Well,
yes.
I'm saying about 38 kills of challenges in 38 minutes and 38 seconds.
Wow.
That was crazy.
Whoa, that was insane. What?
That's how challengers this is right now.
This is way too challengers. I can't look at this gold difference graph. What in the absolute world?
Bounties, man, and all of that
Ilma is
gold.
full build with a
Death cap, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're this is challengers. You know, if I fell asleep and I woke up and I'm like, where am I? Oh, it's challenge. I wouldn't even have to look at my surroundings. I could just look at the game, and I would know.
All you'd have to see is Courage's scoreline and a gold lead, and you'd be like, well.
Courage and Cleaver. Do the better top laner wins, I guess.
I mean, that Pop Blossom is why Kwangdong may win this game, although he is not going to be getting my POG vote. Old Wolf would have voted for him. New Wolf, not about that.
Remember when I voted for Vincenzo?
No, I don't remember that. When did you vote for him? Oh, right. You mean today. Yeah, I thought you were talking about like some previous different time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he still is probably going to get it if they win. But that's the question.
I don't know if they're going to win.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Cleaver is going to...
Definitely going to have to change that vote.
He's going to...
Cleaver is losing to the minions right now.
He will clear those eventually. That inhibitor has kind of been a pain in the neck.
6 item Aphelios, no IE or BT.
He went Quick Blades. Or sorry, no, Gale Force.
Yeah, which is normal.
Yeah. Kraken Slayer is the new IE, okay, Valdez? It does the big damage.
Yeah.
Every 3 hits, it's like, pow!
Let's see what Pow Pow thinks about that.
No, I don't want...
Let's ask Jinx. I want to hear her song again at the LCK.
No, I personally have had enough of it. I think it's a decent song, but I've just heard it too many.
Is there a reason why the newest Pog State is on Spotify? I think it comes out tonight.
It will be out tonight. That is correct.
Yeah. So I think you gotta wait a little bit longer. As Shirelia's has been pressed, and Live Sandbox say, well, if we engage, then we can't get Pop Blossom.
That was kind of weird. Plan B missed the hook, and they're like, and then he's like, well, we're going in. And they are going to get Prio on the streak, and it is the Soul for them if they are able to secure it, which is massive for their composition. Rumble with Infernal Soul and 3 Infernal Dragons is going to do a lot of damage despite the gold deficit. Illima spotted.
Oh, the rocket misses as a smite is used, but he gets away. And the flanking Jax will survive to live to see another day.
I just don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I don't know what to predict. I don't know what to say. Like,
Can we play the Challengers game now?
No, I think this is not the time to play the Challengers.
I'm going to say Kwangdong Freaks.
I'm going to say Kwangdong Freaks as well.
Yeah.
Especially because they were able to deny the Soul just by Jax being on a flank. They were like, oop, I better get out of here. But in terms of explaining to you guys what's going to happen next, you can't do that. I'm very qualified to tell you guys in most game states, but this one is just not on the list of things I'm qualified to explain or predict or to tell you guys. I can tell you things like, I think if Kwangdong Freaks put side lane pressure on and then set up for the objectives, they have really nice engage, but they've also botched that many times this game as well.
Comes in, Moham tries to engage, it does not work. That is the quickness.
And I also think that Liv Sandbox are playing way more scared than Kwangdong Freaks now, and way more scared than they were in the mid game. They're showing too much respect. They could have maybe potentially re-engaged on that. They decide not to. They're just looking for Illima, and he's just going to walk away casually. Vincenzo's carrying again.
The zoning ult, yeah. Let's try to kill Illima here, as he will be able to flash away. That is the Thresh gone, but Thresh already doing his damage, or his job, I suppose, as the root comes in from the feathers, and nobody will start the fight.
I think that's a Kwangdong W, if you ask me. Only Illima's flash expended. They push away the Thresh, but they're just going to back here and therefore lose their inhibitor turret, it looks like, in mid. I say that, but now Liv Sandbox is like, are they backing? Can we actually turn to Baron? But it's not up for 30. And the macro sense, it's starting to fall apart here. The longer these games go, the more these Challengers teams do struggle to know exactly what the right call is, but going to now make that call to back off to Baron. And they do have Prio, they have this choke point control, but without Tibbers, Equalizer's back up. It's on a low cooldown, especially once you have level 16. Dayuk is ready to do it again.
Yeah.
X flash.
We're just getting out of there. Moham, he's got the quickness back. This time hoping that he is quick with that one, as the red buff stolen away.
Illima, he has GA. Like, he is ready to carry this game like he has been all game long.
All right, well, this one finally hit. Gets the Feather Storm out of Bull, and a huge amount of Infernum damage into Bull as I blast off into the atmosphere.
Let's see if he can use that Bloodthirster to heal off of anything. He's like, Grump! I'm getting on the Grump. Look at his health. It's going back up. Okay, he's still relevant, still relevant.
It's a 44-minute game, Wolf.
Yeah.
This is not the Challengers I signed up for today.
Like I said, 50-minute Elder flip angle. I told you guys. We're moving closer and closer. Drake by Drake. 50-minute Elder flip angle. The thing is, I'm telling you right now, I don't know. This is one of those moments where it's okay to admit, like, I don't know what's going to happen next, guys, but I will say Kwangdong Freaks are starting this Baron up, and this is going to be the game-deciding fight. Very likely Cleaver on the flank. Will they spot him? Because they didn't spot him last time. 2 for 2, maybe.
Oh, okay, just give them the Baron.
And
look for
here
the follow-up as the Equalizer's good. Still waiting on Cleaver to get this angle as, ooh, the hook comes in. Down will go Courage. He didn't go.
He didn't go.
Nobody went on anything, as the only damage done was 209 by Poppy. We have 4 zeros there. Again, that number 4 is popping up. And
this seems to be the number of the day.
With Sandbox.
Big Bird's telling us. Look.
Thanks, Big Bird.
Yeah. Okay, so they killed Poppy, but ended up giving the objective. I think if Cleaver actually goes on that with his flash engage, because he also had his rocket belt, they probably just wipe and win the game. But he did not go. This panic set in, and they were like, okay, Baron's good enough. And then the Poppy that secured it is killed, but then what they get from that is nothing, because the
hide on bush.
Drake isn't spawned.
Hide on bush.
Hiding on the bush. Moham.
Ooh, nice read from him, but he's still going to get flashed on. Down will go the Rakan. As, again, don't venture into the jungle where you have zero vision, as another flash from Dayuk is going to force the Feather Storm. We're trying to use all of our positive verbs today. as we're going to get onto this Drake now.
Okay, so that's Infernal Soul. That is Infernal Soul. Jax is in the side lane with Baron buff and Hullbreakers, so he's like, maybe this will stop him. But it will not, in fact, stop them. He did also counter-strike that mid-wave, so they don't have mid-prio. So maybe, I mean, Liv Sandbox just decided to back because they want to buy some last-minute items. So give up prio. Oh man, this one's hard to explain. Daihyuk doesn't have death cap yet. I think he just bought a needlessly large rod with that last back. They still are going to get Vincenzo on the streak. Looks like he wanted to solo it. He's spotted.
Yeah, I mean, Moam's still down, but like Liv Sandbox, you're not in a position to fight this.
I mean, you're alone.
Vincenzo is alone, but Courage, I guess, doesn't know that. So, okay, Equalizer is going to come down. Daihyuk absolutely can get dove under this turret as Poppycopter does come out. That is the Annie gone as the hook comes in. Just smite the dragon. He finally gets it, but they might just lose the fight either way. Look at Diablo, though. Looking to go forward. Daihyuk is getting dove as we speak. Diablo is going to die in mid-flight, and Quantum Freaks may have just done it. Infernal Soul here, though, for Liv Sandbox as they attempt to hold on to this game.
Illuma taking a ton of damage here. He's leaving, but can teleport back in with Cleaver, who's now going to hold on to this wave, and they want to end. Finally, we'll get that Baron empowered back, and he's going to TP back in. I think this is the end of it, with no Aphelios here to defend. Guti has Tibbers, and it's going to be completely wasted.
I'm losing my mind. Okay, well, Tibbers is used.
They
clear the wave, you know?
Used is the polite word to use.
They cleared the wave, Wolf. Okay, well, Daihyuk does have another Equalizer, but that turret's just gone. This is the Nexus open. Quantum Freaks gonna take down the Nexus for game number 1 as they finally did it. And I have to change my POG vote.
That's what happens when you make your POG vote 30 minutes before the end of the game, Valdez. Well, the 4-0 day seems significantly less likely now. I'm not just saying because I don't think that Kwangdong could 2-0, but just because I think these two teams are going back and forth based on what we just witnessed.
I don't know what to think.
I mean, the Annie not being here, and then they're struggling to deal with the Jax, and yet still we're committing to a hook here. Pop Blossom comes in, and like, everybody is just panicking, and the stopwatches are instant here. They flash away, and then suddenly Moham's like, remember me? You may have killed me moments ago, but I'm back.
That was the quickness, okay? We finally got to see it.
What a throw, somebody says in the chat. And actually, yes. Like, actually, yeah. Oh, this is not, you know, like, he may be a better, but he's definitely not wrong in this case, okay?
Yeah. We like to keep it positive here in the challengers
It was a big throw. It was a big throw.
I think in this case, I think we can let this one slide. Yeah, I voted too early, that's the thing. You know, I just assumed wrongly that a 6-kill Viego would be enough to win the game. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't.
So the Rumble,
think about it.
The Rumble was the problem ultimately in the end. Just wasn't able to side lane.
So let's watch this again.
Yeah, he did stopwatch the Counter-Strike.
He just doesn't deal damage to Illuma anymore.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. I'm actually really curious to see what the damage numbers for this Rumble are this game, because
they were pretty high. I mean, he is Rumble,
he did,
right?
Yeah, he did do a lot of equalizer damage, but also in team fights, he otherwise had no impact. And when we got to the late game where he could just equalize and the rest of the team could just go heal up on camps and then come back, he's like, well, I have no function in this draft anymore. Whereas Jax is like, I'm ready to counter-strike 3 people twice, okay? Illuma carried this team so hard, and even though I think the game-saving play was Cleaver's flank that wasn't checked by Liv Sandbox, it's a pretty clear Illuma game for me. Hard watch, yeah, it was not easy, especially if you're a Liv Sandbox fan. This one's going to hurt. Some fans are like, I'm out of here after that one. He will pick up POG, 30% of his team's damage on a Jax that was massively behind.
Yeah. He also built a death cap, which I think, you know, he gets bonus points for that, right? So, very high. Oh, okay. Well, someone wants a ban.
Well, he went too far. Like, the first time he said what a throw, he was right, but then he decided to go too deep.
Some people deserve bans, and he's one of them. And Illuma, 8-3-5. a great job done, as eventually they just outscaled them, I guess.
The Jax angle, man. I mean, we talked about it from the draft, like straight up. It was not the better draft for the Sandbox, and when both teams kind of shut down, the better draft won, actually.
It wasn't a Jin angle, but it was... Maybe it was worse. I don't know.
I don't think it was worse than a Jin angle, but it was.
Maybe not.
It was not a great. It was not a great draft. It was not well rounded, and it definitely was gonna have problems when the snowball stopped rolling. And it came to a clear halt on that Pop Blossom engage on the Baron. So yeah, that's that. That's game one.
There you go. That was game one. That actually happened. Either way, guys, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back for game two. Hello and welcome back to Challenger League, where the leads don't matter and the team that wins is random. As Quantum Freak's able to win game number one, and Liv Sandbox now on the back foot, going to have to find a way to win game two.
The points, however, do matter. So
they do.
It actually is important. So even if Liv Sandbox wins game two, we will go to a third one. Even though it seems like they should have won both, because the points, in fact, do matter. And you get a point for killing the Nexus. This has been explained a lot recently here in the Korean Global cast, that the point of the game is killing the Nexus. So you guys are probably very well aware of it. We'll give you guys the update on what Liv Sandbox picked. Spoilers, it's definitely going to be blue side in a moment. But that was a game that was interesting in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Especially
the Baron plays.
Favorite champ right now is Renekton. I'm like on a Renekton kick at the moment. I also think Renekton just looks really cool. I like him.
Liv Sandbox selected blue side. That must have been the issue. They were on red side, so that's why they lost. What if the Nexus kills you? We do not have a Nexus turret on the Nexus yet. Liv Sandbox fighting, Quantum Freaks fighting, with like the tiniest smiley face.
She didn't put the exclamation mark, so she's saying it a little bit subdued, but she's got a cheeky smile because she knows she's sitting next to a Liv Sandbox fan. I think loser has to buy dinner, so because they're definitely gonna get dinner after this. Who doesn't get dinner after the Challengers game? Not us, actually. We always just go home, actually.
Yeah, we eat it in the break.
Yeah,
that's what we do. Nexus Blitz is peak league. Well, we're hoping that Arena, otherwise known as 2v2v2v2v2v2v2, is going to be good for League of Legends. Okay, so Nightwing1 asks, who win twice? I wonder why he's asking that. Maybe he's just really curious about which team to root for.
There's a scoreboard at the top that tells you who won.
No, he's asking who win.
I know, but I'm just trying to let him know. Maybe he just typoed. The I key and the O key are next to each other. Maybe he missed twice. Same typo. Well, these drafts look similar, except the Nico is banned by Quantum Freaks. They will not allow Guti to play it. As final bans here, you know,
Jax.
Maybe not Jax, but interesting Ivern ban. Does feel very 13.12, like the identity of 13.12 is Ivern, Tristana, Sejuani. Vi is also banned. I thought maybe that was going to slip through. Just a first pick Kaisa. Thought it was going to maybe be first pick Azir. See if Annie's going to come through this time for Quantum Freaks on that side.
LCK caster announcer pack. That will never happen.
Never, ever, ever,
never in a million years. Sorry. Azir and Poppy going to be the choices here. Very good for zone control.
Not because we're opposed to it, by the way, but I'm not.
Yeah, we would love to. How does Annie VO T-Bot? Yes.
Let's see. Okay.
For a second,
so
I
Annie
that was
Viego. Don't do it. Okay, Annie Viego. Or Viego Annie.
Hey man, maybe they're just trying to make us not the cringe duo, you know? If they pick Lilia, then we can have a quick 2-0 and we can go on to the next one and get the 4-game day.
I think it's definitely not going to be a 4-gamer, dude. If they actually 2-0 this, it's really sad because it means the D+ streak is over. I can feel it in my bones. It is a 5-gamer. You and I got the 8-gamer. We're going to get the 5-gamer.
Yeah, we're going to get the 5-gamer.
We're getting the 5-gamer.
It's much more difficult to be the cringe duo on the 2-game Tuesday, but we will manage it.
We will.
There's only one possibility with 5 games, because 4 and 6 are very base and not cringe. Speaking of Renekton, the Renekton, the Azir, the random flips for objectives, it all fits now here for Game 2, based on what we saw in Game 1.
Yeah, just really top-tier picks right now. Pretty safe draft here for Quantum Freaks. Really nice gank assist for Poppy in both lanes, so feels pretty good at the moment. And ban-wise, Rel, I think probably needs a look. The Jax, yeah, that was a problem last game that for Live Sandbox. This time it will not be their solution.
Run it back. The Rumble. The Rumble Game 2.
Don't do it. I'm going to say no, don't do that. They could ban Alistair to force the Rel ban. They'll ban Heimerdinger instead of just banning Varus, because it's a slight ban to Ashe and Varus, I guess. But I think you probably still need to ban Varus here.
I like Cringe Duo much more than Chemtech Soul, though. Well, there you go. Atlas has spoken.
Yeah,
he's here for it. You know, he's chilling today. He's playing Diablo. He's...
Diablo.
No, Diablo's in the game. He's not playing Diablo. He's playing Diablo.
I think he's playing Diablo 4. I think so.
And he's just enjoying the games, resting. It's nice.
It's chill. Nice feel. It's chill. I was doing a little bit of that yesterday, except not Diablo. Xayah. So they can still play Aphelios here. They can also play the Varus, even though Heimerdinger is banned. It's definitely playable.
Yeah. Could also pick a support and then see what happens.
Emilio Angle? Question mark? No. Just gonna be Ashe. They knew. They're like, Bull only plays a few different champions. And they're like, he won't play Varus without Heimer. Gonna play Ashe. Blitzcrank, without knowing what the support's gonna be. Just kind of blind.
Could be Ashe. Ashe Varus.
Could be. It could be. That does kind of fit the bill for what Bull's MO is. Remember when Moham got the Elder that one time on Ashe support?
Yeah, I remember. We want Valdez's microwave impression or we riot. Okay, if we get to 5 games, then I'll give it to you. Because that's when we like reach peak insanity, and I think that's an appropriate time to go for it. As Gwen...
Yeah, I guess so? I don't know about this. Okay. Oh, we're doing
We love the Braum here.
No.
I love the Braum here.
All right, explain why you love the Braum here, Valdez.
Oh, well, I only say it because Chronicler says it a lot.
I feel like everybody said it a lot except me, and now I've called everyone out on it. It's no longer it's no longer viable to say I love the Braum.
I love the Braum here. Now, if you hook the Braum, he can put up a door and then die. If
his ultimate as well is potentially useful into this composition defensively, like, you know, you can stop the Viego, Gwen, Annie collapse with Kai'Sa's ulting in, but it's not going to save anybody when somebody gets hooked. And it's probably not going to save anybody who ends up getting caught by Annie.
What? Why is Braum auto-lose? Why is that classical composer just getting heat for no reason? I think Braum is a fantastic composer. He's fine.
Yeah, but Braum with a U does kind of feel auto-lose to me, to be honest.
No need to call out the composer, okay?
They didn't want to play Nautilus in this composition. They didn't want to play Ashe support with Varus. It's just not very strong right now, especially into a Blitzcrank lane. If anyone gets hooked, you're just too squishy. There's no follow-up play there. You just die. So I guess they thought Braum was the best in the tier list. Doesn't feel great, though.
Valdez secretly maxes Q when he plays Braum. Changed my mind. Absolutely not. I would never do that. So
he's
Ashe
a bard player.
Auto-lose. Braum is auto-lose, so auto-lose plus auto-lose equals auto-win. I think that equation is slightly wrong. You have to multiply them.
You have to cross-multiply.
Yeah, because if you add two negatives, it's just going to make, like, you know, it's going to be plus and -1, which means you just get -2, which is also auto-lose. So you need to do auto-lose times auto-lose equals auto-win.
PEMDAS.
Yeah. What? Has nothing to do with this, Wolf.
Order of operations.
All right. I love math.
Gwen is an integer, Valdez. The absolute value of both these drafts is I'm gonna give the edge. I'm gonna give the edge to Live Sandbox here. I'm gonna give the edge to Live Sandbox.
Okay, here we go. Let's jump onto the riff for game 2. Doot doot.
I won Caster Chicken again.
No, there was no Caster Chicken.
I
was just reading chat.
It was clearly at least 3 seconds. So I think that's officially...
Well, we didn't outline the rules of Caster Chicken, so...
I think if it's 3 seconds of dead air time, the game begins. You were about like 3.2 in, then you auto-lost. Should have spoke faster, Valdez.
Yeah, my bad. Just dropping the ball again.
I'm 3-0 this season, just saying.
Why do?
The game's silent. Yeah, it was a bit... The game decided it was making too much noise in game 1, so it decided to quiet down. After
if I don't get my T-Ba, I will be very sad.
Quick visit from Valdez, you know, telling him to quiet down. They've
Oh, there we go. We got some sound now.
Yeah, the police told him it was okay, so they can be loud. It's fine. It's the weekend.
Thank you, police.
Esports weekend.
No, it's not the weekend. It's the police.
It's weekend.
It's a different band.
Esports weekend. Team sound is backed. Backed. By a bunch of people on Kickstarter. Thanks, guys, for supporting us. Thanks to our fans. We've got the game sound now. It was our first goal. Yeah, Diablo, he's 3-2 on this pick.
Lots of damage coming through. And, yeah.
He had one really good game of it, which is, I think, why this popped up. It was one notable game. I can't remember who it was against, but he had a pretty insane Kai'Sa game, so I guess that's why they're showing it. Plan B is just going to accept his Christmas present early this year. Still can't believe Riot got the rights to Santa.
I mean, Santa's very generous, as we know, so I would assume it's just part of that, you know?
Maybe, yeah.
Makes sense to me. And Ashe Braum, I mean...
It's very Freljordian. That's what I like to say about it.
You can do well into Kai'Sa early on. The issue is that, again, we're 13-12. Even if we were on 13-13, probably Kai'Sa is still building Shiv. Not 100% sure, but
probably.
We've seen some weird builds. I was looking on Twitter earlier today at like some weird Stridebreaker builds. You know, Kai'Sa can build a lot of things just because of her kit and the way evolves work and et cetera, and the absolute state of AD carry at the moment, right? Not the greatest trades for Millima at the end of the day, but he should be fine. But yeah, I mean, the Kai'Sa, if they just go even and no action happens, then the Kai'Sa is going to be a million times more valuable as the game comes along. Especially against all the hard engage from the side of Live Sandbox. And Braum, no, will not help you against this type of engage.
Not really. It's... You're just hoping that they over-index on it. As Dahyuk is fully stacked.
Dahyuk? Getting into a little bit of trouble,
just
trading into Illima. The Ignite does come out, and Courage doesn't seem to care, as Dahyuk does not have Flash, and he will eventually... okay.
They played that so badly, Valdez.
I'm losing my mind.
He had fully stacked. He had fully stacked Q. Now he has red buff, and he's got teleport, so he can just go straight back to lane. And Illima's like, how quickly can I push this and get out? I don't want to be here anymore. Yeah. So like he's fully stacked on his Q, and he realizes this, and then obviously he gets so many resistances from this. Illima eats a ton of damage, is ignited away, and then Courage is like, I could beat this, right? No, it's a fully stacked Q again. Look at the heals. He flashes after all of the majority of the snips are already in. If he just flashes and dodges all of it, then he can kill him, but then he flashes and dies because those scissors reach pretty far. And so,
I don't even know what to say, man. Oh, man. We're having a day today. Again, what is it? It's 7th place versus 9th place. I think, or 8th place versus 9th place?
I think it's 8th versus 10th.
Oh. Well, yeah, it's,
yeah.
These guys have been struggling this season as, you know, trying to back with the residual vision. Moham looks like he might go down here. He does not have Flash. Just trying to hop to a minion. Will not be able to.
Cringe 5 day.
Cringe 5 gamer.
It's coming.
On the way. As we all knew.
Like,
I mean,
literally right now, Valdez, I can't handle this.
Braum is just a meat.
Braum is just a meat. I mean,
Braum just a meat,
straight up in this case, man, like, what is going on? Now he's desynced from his laner, so they can't actually play the game.
No, look at this. Yeah.
Badunk. Put up that door.
Badunk. Yeah,
Moham had such a good early game in game 1 too.
And he's still gonna max Q, isn't he? They always do.
They always do.
It's a trick
so
question.
Yeah,
we don't even need to look. He's gonna max Q.
Honestly, in this game, like, I just don't know how relevant.
Honestly, we're aware of it that he's gonna max Q.
Yeah, I don't know how relevant maxing the door is gonna be in this game, anyways. It's
nice flash response time from Cleaver.
Yeah,
just able to get away from that.
Pretty
one
rare
easily.
to dodge that one. Quantum gonna get the dragon, so despite the 1,300 gold deficit, it's not all bad. Just about 92% bad. I think I'm 8%. 25 gold for Courage. Yeah. Moham is a level 4 Braum into an Annie with stun prepped, so probably just best to leave, yeah. Or just best to vacate the premises.
I think actually he should go back to base and switch champions. I think his best course of action.
Like an undersight?
Yeah, he should probably go back to base and
but what about his ult charge?
Probably pull out the Nautilus here, I would say.
I'd say 100% swap to Lucio.
Lucio?
Yeah, like an undersight.
No, it's Lucian, Wolf, and Lucian is not a support, okay? Get it right.
Go to Diva, man. Maybe you can actually absorb stuff.
Yeah, you could probably absorb a lot of damage, and then when they try to engage, you throw your ult out there, so it kind of like clears the area.
You pop out of your mech and do some pew-pews?
Yeah. I need healing.
I think we're all gonna need healing after this game, Valdez. I think you speak for all of us when you say I need healing. I'm already in need, but I don't know if it's gonna get better.
We're injured here. If this were Diablo 4, we might be able to, you know, resist some extra damage because we're injured, depending on the build. And I think that Kratos also a good pick in this comp. I agree, absolutely.
Definitely could have gone Sephiroth.
He's maxing Q, by the way, as the hook is going to hit thin air. Actually, I think he might have hit a minion or something. I don't know. I'm not.
It didn't hit the Braum. Didn't hit the Braum.
All right, the Q. It goes out. And, all right, there we go. Exclamation point patch. If you look at the FAQ in the bottom left, 1312.
Yeah, the FAQ panel has all the information.
Don't listen to chat. They're wrong. It's 1312. Actually, no, it's not. Don't say TY to the 1313. It's not 1313. It's 1312.
It was supposed to be 1313.
Yes.
So if you didn't hear the news, there were some minions that went missing, and until we find them, we're going to be on 13.12. Still on the hunt. So
again, if you guys are ever curious about anything in the game, look to the bottom left. Match54 Game 2 patch version 13.12.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers do go out to the missing minions. I hope they can return to their families soon to walk back down the lane.
All good, Shady Ghost. It's an honest mistake. We were supposed to be on 1313. It's all good. The FAQ panel
the Q, Max, man, the damage. Hold up.
The damage is coming out, and Plan B still just going to be able to walk away. Imagine that. All right,
he was able to trade back.
Now he really needs to go back and change to Sona.
He was able to trade back a kill onto that minion, though, with his hook.
Well, what?
Look, just don't question it, Valdez.
I'm questioning.
We've been casting this league
today.
for too long to
I've been
try
questioning
to explain
every part of my life today. I have looked at every angle.
I mean,
of everything.
I think you don't have to question the orange shoes. We've all been unanimously in agreement that those are pretty good for you right now.
True. No, I didn't question that.
Okay, but you said you questioned every part of your life. I'm like, yeah, like most things, but the shoes,
Yeah. Also, the fact that I'm wearing shorts again today.
Well, it's a little damp with all the rain and the aircon's coming through, so yeah, probably gonna be a little bit chilly.
True.
Probably not the play.
So what do you actually, instead of going back and switching to Devo, what if Moham went back and switched to Abathur?
Well,
is that like a meta pick nowadays?
It would be pretty good for the Renekton.
Oh, he finally hit some needles. Gonna force Illima to flash. Anyway.
The Renekton needs help, so maybe it could help.
Still gonna land that stun. Booty followed with the Q for so long as away goes the Blitzcrank, but only after he did his entire job.
It's so awkward when you switch to Azir as the Viego. You're like, I'm trying to hurt him. Let me hurt him. Let me at him. Feels like you're like being pulled behind by Azir's kit. You're like, I want to veer element. This is not the champ I want to swap to. It's not good at chasing. I don't have the ultimate.
Well, this game is so over. Should I just maybe if I vote for Pog now again, we might get the 2-0 and void the cringe cast.
Yeah, I'd say.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go ahead and vote. It's really early though. I might have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I think you have to wait because it's not clear. It might be Gwen, but it's not clear.
It's definitely not clear today, actually. He's in the LCK.
So the stun actually follows and allows him to get this hook, so it's actually just Booty going zoomy with that as the arrow is just going to sail by majestically, and that's what we say here at the LCK. And then, yeah, he holds the silence, actually, Plan B until the last second there to try to make sure there's no sort of re-engage or anything like that. And yeah, it does feel pretty dunzo, doesn't it? It does feel pretty... This game is over.
Yeah.
Territory.
It's not Dunzo, though. It's Vincenzo.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's okay. Honest mistake. Illima keeps trying to push into the Gwen, and he's like, oh, those scissors are very sharp. I don't like that.
So...
What's Blitzcrank's ult called?
Silence. Blitzcrank. I'm pretty sure the official term is Blitzcrank silence.
Yeah, I think it's electric shock.
I think you've been listening to too much FX, Valdez.
Lightning storm. Yeah.
Lightning storm?
Yeah.
Really? It's not even storm-like in any way. It's a big pulse. That's not what storms are like.
Big electric explosion.
Just like look outside. That's what a storm looks like. This, not a storm at all. That's not even slightly storm-like.
Static field is correct.
Static field makes sense.
All right, we're pressing our buttons straight into the Poppy up against the wall. This Annie is DED.
The comeback? No. But I mean, it's a start. It's a start.
The Braum?
The Braum engage? Wait.
He's got 4 points in his queue.
Plan B?
Giving the kill to the carry who is Poppy? Or not, and letting him... Okay.
He got it.
All right. I was getting angry.
And then the subsequent hit.
Flash stun into Moham dashing away. Really nice flash away, actually, to the river. Kwangdo freaks, upping the tempo, keeping the 4-game day alive.
Valdez.
Whoa.
We can give him credit for that flash, but
trying to get in there underneath the turret and snip, snip. Down goes the Croc, at least.
You know, I think we're just going to have to retire the color commentators from LCK Challengers. We're just not needed here. We're just not needed here. All right, so let's go back and watch this play.
Talk bad about Braum now, so, caster team, SMH my head.
He did have a really nice flash here, and Heartbreaker is committed. Stun comes through. He actually gets so much out of that. Then he flashes this, no follow-up auto. If he flashes any other way, Diablo just right-clicks on him and he dies. Vincenzo used both of his mobility options, is then dead. Then up here,
hide on bush.
There's no bush for him to hide on.
No, Diak hid on bush.
Diak hiding on bush, yeah.
And waited until Ilma pushed.
I was like, Valdez, you know how this ends. He doesn't hide on the bush, he just dies. But yeah. Moham, though, successfully hide on bush to avoid the Kai'Sa with flash.
Yeah. Braum is a great pick here. He has 4 points in his queue now. Just trying to say all the things that tilt Ox off the face of the earth. Although we know he's not watching. Right, Ox?
Nah.
Yeah, see, he didn't answer.
Nope. It's Infernal Soul, so. Speaking of, Infernal Soul back-to-back. What's going on? What's going on with that, Rito?
What does it mean?
I thought it was random.
Yeah, I thought it was random. What? 2 in a row? That's not random.
Yeah.
Kai'Sa's 4 gold ahead right now, so there's still an angle for Liv Sandbox to win this game.
I mean, I think Liv Sandbox still have a very good set of win conditions, especially the Gwen that's a side threat. The side lane threat was the problem in game 1. Now, I said it wasn't going to be, the Jax wasn't going to be the solution, but the Gwen certainly could be, because she is big. She's got a Riftmaker, and she will kill bad guys in a team fight, but she'll also kill turrets by herself.
She's not that big. Only her scissors are sizable, really.
She's got a wide dress.
Is that a dress? I think it's more of a skirt. It's like a long skirt.
Yeah,
I'm not an expert
actually,
in fashion. Can we call up Laura? She would know.
She would know. The presence is missed already.
Yeah.
She'll be back.
Well, hope so.
It's a dress. It does look pretty dress-like, to be honest, fellas. It's pretty long.
The Gwen clothing choices. I don't know. It's kind of poofy. Yeah, Laura's gone until playoffs, by the way. She'll be back.
There are poofy dresses. They do exist. I think it's an official category of dress. Poofy dress. Yeah, that's gonna miss.
Poofy dress. I want to wear a poofy dress next time for the space.
Guti is like.
Okay, that's something you could do. Yeah.
He is going to get him. Look at him.
Who's getting who? The massive T.Va onto 3. Except the damage is not there because Braum is a great champion. Puts up his shield, and no damage is done.
Tibbers is dead. Diehug didn't get to follow up. It's disjointed. It's disjointed. We're happy feeding. Nobody's committing. Where's that bull engage with the W? Hit that W, slow him down. Start poking, start chipping away. Uh-oh.
Hook comes in, and Moham's got the door up again, but then he just dies as a pretty big sweep comes in from Cleaver, but you're playing against Kai'Sa, so you are going to go down as Blitzcrank steals the kill somehow. Not even sure how that's even possible. I guess the Ignite tick got him. As, yep, Liv Sandbox take the fight, and we are the Cringe Duo going to 5 games.
Looks likely, but
this also happened in game 1.
That was a very weird set of things that happened because Liv Sandbox had the Annie engage, which I was like, all right, good, he's gonna get him. And then he's like sitting there like, I got Flash, I got Rocket Belt, and I'm gonna get him. And they were like, oh, he's right there. We did not actually catch him. We should probably be respectful. And then they're not respectful. Watch Goody. He's like, oh, they're just gonna stand like that? He's like, hold on, they really stand like that? He's like, oh my god. Well, okay. Yeah, and then after this initial fight goes off, like there's a lot of waiting around for the side of Quantum Freaks. They were like, maybe we can fight this, but we're not sure. And then they just kind of stayed until they got Annied again.
Yeah,
and Blitzcrank exists, so it's probably.
And Quantum Freaks opted into that as well. Right? Like you're saying, they pressured aggressively. Courage was moving forward as the hook was coming in.
They stood nearby very aggressively, yes.
Yeah. Well, Moham, he's Braum. He's going to get away. Probably has 5 points in his queue by now, as he is level 8. That is the... actually, no, he can't actually get 5 points. What am I talking about? Anyway, they are going to get this hook. And by hook, I mean stun onto Vincenzo, who just heartbreaks over the wall.
He's got 5 points in his queue in his mind. He's living the 5-point queue lifestyle. Yeah. You know, that's what he tells people. He's like, you know what? Just always think I got 5 points on my queue, and I can never go wrong. Diablo's just gonna make this Rift Herald charge look very silly. I hate it when they make the Rift Herald stumble. It's just so rude. After pulling her out of her pit,
and I stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear.
That turret crumbled while it was not there.
Yeah, none of the Zoomers in the chat know what song that is.
No.
Anyway, Diablo's just gonna, you know, he takes one turret, he takes the second turret free. For both in the mid lane, sure, why not? And yeah, clears and Plankton. Thank you, Astronautilus. We got confused once again.
All right,
trying to get on top of Diehook.
He has Riftmaker, and he's not afraid to use it.
Well, he's gonna use it as the knockup comes in. Kurt's like, oh crap. Okay, what are we doing here now? What are we doing?
Courage, he is paper in this game. He has been sufficiently countered by the scissors a significant amount this game. He has...
That was My Chemical Romance, please no.
No. No laughing, Guti. This is a very serious matter. Very serious 7-3 game. They just took their very first rake.
Surely Live Sandbox don't lose from ahead in this game either. 2.
Yeah, Live Sandbox Youth, they are significantly further ahead this time than last time.
Are they?
They also have the side lane champion.
Yeah.
It's not a Rumble this time. It's a Gwen with Nashor's Tooth at 20 minutes. So, you know, you might think that the turrets are very rock-like and that Scissors can't cut them, but actually, with these items in her inventory, she definitely can. Speaking of can, Plan B cannot be this far up any further.
Moham's still not able to get that 5th point in his queue. It's a very... Oh, he just got it!
There it is.
Big power spike.
I told you, he lives that 5Q life.
Thank you, Yundo, for the confirmation. You can see down there in the bottom left, 5 points in his queue. Now he's really going to be doing huge damage. The Braum carry finally online.
He is maxing E second as well. He just knows what he wants to do.
This game, Proof Rumble is a very bad pick.
Okay, whatever you say, chat.
Chat's struggling today, man. They are not thriving.
Look, I told you.
We've had better chat days.
We're all struggling a little bit after what we've witnessed here. We all need healing, okay? But look at that. Nashor's Tooth, Gwen, just takes that turret down to half health instantly. Gonna force Renekton to be around the vicinity, and Diehook does have teleport. Guti also is on a flank. Don't know if you want to contest this Baron setup here, Kwangno Freaks. I don't think so. I think the answer is Guti's going to drop a bear on you again. Remember what happened last time. Where's that bear? Watch out. He's coming.
Ah! No bear. Didn't happen. Poked away by Cleaver.
Oh, man, the belt bait, man. It looks like it was about to be a big Tibbers angle. We're about to get Tiva sandals, but no.
Yeah. It's almost like there is a very iconic voice line and passage of play that comes with the Annie that generally you would try to avoid, but a lot of teams don't really seem to know how.
Try to say goodbye and they choke Valdez.
Yeah.
Try to walk away and they stumble.
Braum's gonna carry. No, he's right. I mean, Braum just hit his level 9. And, I mean, that extra, like, 40 damage on the Q, that could be the difference maker.
Do you think that when Moham gets level 11, he's still got flash, going to flash engage with his ult, make the game-saving play?
Level 2 ult?
Yeah.
On level 11?
Yeah. Like is that the angle?
That's his, like, that's kind of the
If we were making a League of Legends movie, it would definitely be about these two teams and not D plus Kia, right? It would definitely be about the underdog story.
Absolutely.
This is where Kwangdong actually make their playoffs run off of that level 11. Moham's the main character.
Yeah. He's
been struggling, but Ando got sent up. This is his big chance. And I'm selling this to Paramount Studios right now. Like, trust me. and then he hits level 11 off of like one single minion that dies on the edge of the engage. He flashes in. They kill the Annie before she can ult for some reason. Okay, like, hear me out, Paramount.
Okay.
Like, I know you don't understand the game, but like,
they're definitely listening. That's an engage on a Moham, but he's Braum, so he doesn't care. And the Poppy Braum combination means that it is actually very difficult
we can
for Live
skip
Sandbox to get in there.
we're okay with losing the flash engage part of the thing. Like, it's okay. And it's actually more meaningful if the character has a struggle before he has the triumph as well. He's already struggling, but like this is like this is the low point of the Braum in this case.
Matthew McConaughey is Valdez. He's like one of my favorite actors. Oh, they're just getting teleported on here. From behind, and they come. Diehuck as well from the right flank. Bull is just dead. That Ashe not working out for him, and the Braum is also dead. Oh, he hit his spike. Weird. The hook is going to come through as down will go Illima eventually. As triple kill does come through, the Penta angle is here. Will they care? The answer is no, because they just want to take this game down.
I thought he was gonna. I was trying to give him Hollywood plot armor. You know, like we were reaching towards the big plot point. It was getting closer and closer, but he was the victim of the engage, and now it's going to be double objective, second Infernal Drake. So this Gwen's AP ratios are getting bigger. The Baron is going to be some big cash money, and that's going to be the end of at least that top outer turret. Probably one of the inners as well will go down during this Baroness. That was not. We're going to have to replace the actor playing this guy. If this is a rehearsal, if this is a bit of a pilot episode, let's say, maybe. It was not the Braum performance we were looking for. Paramount Studios will not be buying the film adaptation.
If you're going to play this comp, you have to kind of turtle a bit more. You can't just stand out in the middle of the lane and not cover your flanks and then get teleported behind and look for like an Ashe arrow.
You think we can go to? You think we can go to Hulu with this? Hulu. Spin the story. It's actually about Live Sandbox.
Actually,
well, hold on. We spin the story. It's about Live Sandbox. It's about the Gwen. Snip, snip. That's the working title. Yeah, snip, snip. And
it doesn't really have that pizzazz. You know? On that title, I think it should be a working title.
But on the VHS, it'll say like, "I stacked my Q," you know, like next to Gwen's face.
In parentheses.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. So
yeah,
still figuring out.
Mom bought tier from level 1. He could have thrown more Qs. As the hook comes in and down goes Courage. That was a Poppy, by the way. Oh, wait. The Q lands from Moham. Oh, you didn't quite have enough damage.
Oh, it was close. It was close. It was really
close. Nearly
close.
burst him down, though. That was really, that was rough.
The Viego killing the mid turret was the plot twist of this movie nobody saw coming. The 1-3-1 Viego Gwen, you know, that was going to force a Sundisk turret.
I have 3 FFTs on Braum having 30% share. I love it. The memes, the meta memes as well. Great stuff.
Meta memes getting into the deeper parts of the Challengers broadcast. Love to see it.
He has experience. And
backing on a plan, just in case.
Valdez, where's our channel points? Well, you know, I wish I could give them to you, but we can't. We don't have that power.
Yeah, somebody like tried to indicate by going back in time and sending a Twitch clip of us saying that if we got 10,000 followers, we'd give them channel points to us. But like, I never claimed that. That's a fake clip. It's been doctored.
It's been doctored for sure.
Plan B, he's looking for it, but I don't know if he needs to do anything actually. He didn't do anything.
Oh, you used the big electric shock.
Apparently that wasn't what it was called. It actually made a electric storm or whatever, lightning storm. Yeah, it was actually like a better name. That was fake news.
Lightning tendrils, I think it was. Yeah.
I don't know about that. Moham's just gifting them his Q now over the wall.
I mean, if
he
you're
hit level
max
11.
it,
Hold on. His
you
flash
just hit it there, huge.
His flash is almost back up. Like this could be a movie-making moment here.
Got him. You just hit Plan B twice.
Act 3. Act 3, Valdez.
The triumph.
The big push.
All right. Well,
Illima, he is.
They got the stopwatch out of Plan B. Nicely done as the door is held.
Oh, so close. Moham almost taking him out.
The turnaround? Are they gonna kill Gwen here? Yes, they do. That's a big shutdown for Cleaver. Okay. You know, I just want to say, guys, I just put in my vote for Live Sandbox. I just did it.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice you did that.
Yeah, like the timing is uncanny, but I just put my vote in the chat. I'm like, top lane. And guess who just died? And guess what is happening? The comeback.
Diehug is down. You know, you do have a point. The Guti with that shutdown, he is leading in gold by 1,500.
Yeah.
Currently 290. He's killing minions. Look at his gold going up as he keeps killing those minions on the sides. Does he also have Nashor's Tooth? Was he able to steal Diehug's? No, he's...
This is my first game of LoL. Is this how they all are? I thought LCK Challengers were the playground of upcoming stars, but this looks like any Silver 3. Yeah, we got to put on some games like this so that the LCS and LEC scouts turn their heads away. So that way when DK plays in the next match, they're not watching and we get to keep Lucid for next year in the LCK.
It was it's the pendulum that we swing. It's the balance, the tightrope that we walk, you know? This is the pinnacle of 8th versus 10th of Challengers. Yeah, it was absolutely the best you could ask for. They just want to get the 4 Infernal Soul. And 5 seconds time, they could kite back and take it. But right now we're pushing on to Renekton. Oh man, the presents are hurting.
Moham just hit a Q again. Cleaver has Crown and is down 2 levels to Diehug. TP coming in, but the entire team of Live Sandbox is coming in here.
Diehug's like, keep sending me more people. Can I get the Penta?
Oh, yes, I'd like a side of chicken nuggets and a couple of large fries.
Plan B?
And
the deny.
If I could get a milkshake as well, yes, thank you very much. That is going to be 3 Infernal Drakes for Live Sandbox, unless for some reason they decide
I think they could just
end the game.
Yeah, I think they just end.
Cool. All right.
The identity of this game was we tried to kill the Gwen, it didn't work. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much sums this game up. Yeah, 30 minutes of other gameplay happened, but...
They killed the Gwen that one time.
Well, that was him just being nice.
Oh, I see. Just a little gift.
He wanted them to have the false confidence that they could do it again.
The wave clear?
No way.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
Nah.
And they're not going to go for the Infernal Drake. They're going to go for the Baron.
No, Valdez. No. They're just tricking you. They're tricking you, Valdez. Don't get baited. They're going to...
No time in this game.
No. They're going to hide on bush. They're going to kill somebody. They're going to push down. No. Look, plan B. He's looking for it.
Unknown freaks.
He's charging his Hex Flash.
They say...
Yep, see, I told you.
All right,
I do know everything.
I don't know what to say about that.
That
doesn't have any explanations.
Nice things, but
okay, the game maybe is over now. Live Sandbox.
They don't have...
Okay, never mind.
Oh, you gotta be trolling. You get the Hex Flash over the wall once in a lifetime, thread the needle pick on the enemy Ashe, and then you're just like, all right, well, now's the time. Back off, take double pick. Yeah, that is the old Challengers meme. That's a good point. Well,
that was Chronicler's sub sound for a while.
Yeah. 606 on the Kaisa. Big damage. Full build. Gwen. Zhonya's done. Plus 2 control wards. Full build. Full inventory of items.
Yeah. They used to have their ults to wait for their free Baron flip. True. Can we have 9 games of this just for fun? Come back on Monday, although it's me and Wolf on Monday, so the best you'll get is 8.
Yeah, you probably get 8 though. 8 out of 9, pretty much guaranteed. Yeah. I didn't even look at the games
Maybe
yet. But
7, but probably 8.
Plan B, he is in position to go over the wall and look for another big play. Bull at the front. Bull, don't stand there. They see you. Probably need to stand behind the Crocodile and or minions.
The Braum. Stand behind Braum.
Or Braum.
But he did max his Q.
Or anything. Just don't get hooked a second time, please.
But I'm hooked on Phonics. It's too late for me.
Oh, no. Valdez is going... in the break room earlier. It was pretty weird.
Yeah, that was me. That's what happens when you get hooked on phonics. Live Sandbox now. Pushing in, it looks like maybe now is the time they decide to press their buttons. What do you think?
Oh, right. Bull dodged this hook.
Yeah, kind of hit the skirt of the Ashes. In they go, but stopwatch is good enough, it turns out, as are the Needles, and that is going to be the end of this game. Down goes the Nexus, 19-4. Live Sandbox will force a game number 3.
3-gamer coming at you guys. Putting in my POG vote.
Who are you going to go for?
Wow. I think it's
Plan
man in the top lane.
Oh.
Nah, I'm not going for Plan B. I think he was all right.
I thought about switching, but I'll just keep it on top.
The thing is, he was able to Hex Flash and kill Bull, but that was like a Bull POG angle, more than a Plan B angle for me. Look at the damage of this Gwen. They tried to kill her a few times. She said no. She was like, I'm not interested.
Yundo's gonna vote for VA though.
That's okay. That's fine.
He didn't say that, but that's just my prediction.
It's a Viego angle. It's probably just like not Diablo or Guti. I think, and nothing against them, but like I don't think their plays were player of the game worthy. This game took a lot out of me, Valdez. I need to eat dinner, but I'm not gonna eat dinner because we're going to game 3. But eventually I will eat dinner for the next series.
What do you do if you're hooked on phonics though?
You can get a therapist.
Okay.
Maybe talk to your local doctor about that.
Okay.
And
that's good advice. I may need it after this.
Yeah, you and I were going to be saying using a lot of phonics, speaking a lot in this 3rd game. But look, if both of these games are as wacky as they have been thus far, like, do you think Game 3 is going to be a close game? Well, yeah, but do you think it's going to be a close game, or is it going to be a crazy game like Game 1? Or sorry, Gwen wins it. Do you think it's going to be a close, crazy game, or a one-sided game like Game 2? Is what I meant to say.
I think it's going to be a close, crazy game. Live Sandbox are going to limp across the finish line and take down the victory. That would be my prediction. Not financial advice. Yeah. Well, there you have it. Diehuck's 2nd POG of the season. 312 CS.
Not surprised. Well, I guess it's not surprising it's a 2nd POG. He has been overshadowed a little bit by the bottom lane on his team, but this series, dichotomy of Diehuck, right? Rumble, a little bit invisible.
The dichotomy, it comes back.
Yep.
Nice.
Game 2, the Diehuckotomy comes back. I don't know. Gwen did it. They tried to kill her. It was a mistake. And then he won the game.
Yeah. That is the story of game number 2. Hopefully game number 3 delivers. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Challengers League, where the leads sometimes matter, especially when you have a Gwen, which seems to be the answer we've all been looking for that Renekton. And, well, especially when you get gifted a kill very early on, and then you just dominate the game from there. And
that was
Renekton
a moment.
Has no chance.
That was a report Poppy moment. That was, like, if it was solo queue, there would be some angry messages. But it was just an outplay there from Dahyuk, who ends up picking up POG.
Excuse me, Chatter. Are you insinuating that DK would throw a game because the odds? Hold on, I have a little taste of something for you.
Wait, who is saying that?
Just one of our wonderful betters. Sorry, chatters. In the chat. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro
okay,
will get one map for sure. Surely.
Surely. Clueless. We'll have to wait and see though. We'll just wait and see how that goes. So game 3, Live Sandbox. Again, they were the favorites coming into this one. They had a lead in game 1. Could be the thing that's happening more often than not nowadays, which is where you win all 3 games in a best of 3. It's not
it has happened a lot.
Possible, but it is something that will happen.
Yeah, it happens.
Time.
It happens more often these days for some reason. But Kwangdong picked blue side, so unsurprising. I don't know if Nico will be banned. I think they'll probably let it through, like you were talking about. After game 1, didn't look inspiring. Let's say the play we saw there. I also don't think that we're going to see a game defined by a side lane champion again. I think that we will see some respect bans.
But it happened twice.
I know. So I think maybe it deserves a look. Like maybe just we don't do that this time.
Well, one thing's for sure is that at least we will get a Valdez microwave improv.
I don't know. I missed the microwave thing. I have no idea about this meme. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I didn't see it live, but Atlas just told me at the end of the day we were playing Diablo 4, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I was a microwave today." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, I became a microwave on the cast." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
So you also don't know what this means?
Well, I didn't see it live, but I can try my best for becoming a microwave as well.
Aw.
I have a lot of training in this.
This broadcast is getting too meta for me. Those fans, by the way, were the 2 fans that had the opposing viewpoints, and then the Live Sandbox fan and the Kwangdong fan basically said like the win condition like LWL or sorry WLL. WLW or LWW based on the
LWX?
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, Nico is banned.
Wolf's having some trouble today.
Nico is banned. Okay, we're going back to the draft. We're talking about the League of Legends that's about to be played that we will also subsequently talk about. So they're not going to... Live Sandbox will not ban it, but Kwangdong Freaks also not going to pick it. Or Azir.
Or Braum.
No. I'm going to go with
How about
Kai'Sa.
Nabather?
I'm going to go with Kai'Sa. Oh, it's Azir. Should have stuck with my first instinct.
So they're going to give Kai'Sa
Renekton.
Or Kai'Sa Jax? It's not banned this game.
That's true. Maybe this game will be defined by a side lane pick. Could be Annie Kai'Sa. Seems pretty good.
Oh, Kai'Sa's banned.
Oh, right, yeah.
We're already out of it, guys.
Sorry, chat.
It's too late in the day, you know. It's been two games? Yeah.
Poppy. So surely they won't.
Surely.
No, hold on. They're not going to lock in like Xayah Rakan here, right? Nah.
They would never.
They wouldn't do that to me. Guitar's getting scary. Kwangdong, do you have a plan?
Volibear.
Volibear is the plan.
Well, you know when he ults, he's unstoppable.
Valdez,
So you can ult through Poppy.
There are like 2 times where Volibear is very strong in this meta. One is when you know what the enemy AD carry is and they have a strong pushing lane and you can punish it. Same of like if you know a specific solo lane matchup and you're like, okay, I really want to punish it because I have really easy setup CC. The other time is when all of the junglers are banned. and it's like still a pretty strong pick for your comp. Neither of those conditions are true here. Not yet. I mean, they may become true, but not feeling
Maybe
too...
we're gonna mind control of Sandbox into picking like Jin and Ashe. Jin, Ashe, bottom lane. What do you think?
Like,
One time for the boys.
Varus-Heimer could happen, you know? Just opt into it.
Seems diveable. So they pick Cassante with Jax available, so they're just gonna get Jaxed.
Yeah, they got Jaxed real good. And now it's kind of awkward because everything you ban, you might also want to play. As the Xayah Rakan, I was joking, the same Kwangno we're probably going to default to, is still very good for them in this comp, so they will ban the Xayah. And then for Kwangno Freaks, kind of looking at maybe a Varus ban. Probably needs to look. Ashe, oh, okay, well, they voted for Plan B for POG.
Yeah. Maybe they just want to play Aphelios Melio, you know? Getting ahead of it.
Now maybe we'll see a Melio ban. Ooh, a Draven ban.
So maybe now they're going to play Aphelios Melio.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you banned the Blitzcrank. We'll take that. We got pick prio.
Could be.
Tough ban here, to be honest. You're like thinking about Melio, you're thinking about Varus, thinking about Ashe. Ashe, I think, is just too
Thinking
aggressive.
about what you're going to have for dinner.
Probably not thinking about that right now, but they might be.
Thinking about whether that special someone is going to text you back.
It's going to be Ashe. It's going to be Ashe Valdez.
It's
That's
Aphelios
Melio.
Will they take the Melio away?
I mean, Melio is really good into Volibear. So, not so great into everything else, but he could still swap to Ashe. Could still do it. Okay, he's opting in.
Oh no, I don't like
Bull
that
is
smile.
laughing.
Oh no. Uh-oh. It's gonna be like Callista Braum.
Okay.
Oh no.
Ashheimer incoming. And they're going to try to just dive the turret repeatedly into the Melio. They're trying to discourage the Melio pick. And it might end up being like a Thresh or a Nautilus as a result, if they end up committing to this.
Which is fine.
Just pick, honestly, just pick Nautilus here now, I think.
As plan B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now
That
you're just
seems
like,
great.
no, you're diving me, I root you. That's also not it. That's exactly what they wanted you to pick, and that's what they thought you were gonna pick. But as it turns out, when you have R5, you can change the plan to plan B. Plan A was, I'm gonna play Melio Aphelios. Oh no, it's Ashe Heimerdinger. Plan B, play Nautilus. Your name is Plan B. You could have just switched the plan. You could have just changed it up. You could have been like, well, that's the one good thing you get out of Red Side.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what, Wolf? Maybe we were wrong this whole time, and he identifies himself as Plamb.
Oh my god. We've been saying his ID wrong the whole time.
It was wrong the whole time.
He's clearly planned.
Plamb.
Oh no, he didn't know.
It's definitely not Plan B based on what we've seen today. Like,
hold on, is the B even capitalized? It is, but that's a common stylistic choice when you
Yeah.
actually have the first and last letter of your ID capitalized.
maybe his name is like Plan Blanca, like he's a
Blast
Blanca
Plamb.
main or something, you
He's
know?
a blast plan.
Yeah.
Maybe he identifies as Plan A, because he certainly is not switching the plan about this.
This is the plan. They had a plan. They stuck with it. He's Plan A here for this game. Yeah. So now the other question is, will Kwangno Freaks play to this? Another question for you know, one of the questions of all time.
One of the real questions of all time, yeah. But look, Vincenzo's playing Poppy. Again, look at how his eyebrow in his profile picture feels like it's like slightly raised because his hair is covering his left eyebrow.
Yeah.
Looks like he's telling me like, oh, I'm playing around top side, by the way. Yeah, they picked Melio.
Is that
Yeah,
what
they're
he
gonna
said?
get Dove all the time, but I'm gonna get that Jax head because you know what? 3 for 3. It's been about that side lane champion. He's like, I'm looking at you, Wolf. He's like, you think the Melio's not gonna save those dives? I'm gonna save the game.
All right. Game 3. Now.
So do you think that observing implies that the Baron Pit and the Dragon Pit are somehow connected? Well, that looked like it didn't hit, but it actually did.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you think that there's some implication going on? Maybe there's a connection between the pits? They do seem symmetrical.
Yeah. I would assume that they are. The pits themselves are, maybe. But the terrain around it, not so much. What is up with the doo-doo-doo? We just like saying do. It's just something we do here.
We need to get a chat. We need to get, like, Nightbot. He's doing a...
We need to get a chat. We need to get a new chat.
No. We need Nightbot to get some additional features.
No, that's impossible.
Like, when people ask about do-do-do, we can... Okay. Yeah, well, unsurprisingly, they were in there. But we get Nightbot to, like, show people the clip of the original time and tell the story of challengers and stuff like that, you know. Diablo is...
Imagine.
He's going to be wishing he had a Nautilus, I think, a little bit. You know, I'm feeling like maybe a little bit he's going to be like, ooh, I don't have Nautilus.
Well, at least he's getting shielded, right? As Moham goes in with the aggressive heal, trying to take the trade even harder. As Courage, trying to hit level 3 and then go to the bottom lane. And guess what? They're slow pushing the bottom lane. So this answers my first question. Will they follow the plan? The answer is most likely yes.
Ooh, that's a big ward.
Here we go.
Okay, well, Vincenzo actually could, you know, he could have just gone top, obviously, if he scouted that this was not happening, but it's pretty obvious he's going to stick around, but they have no power here. They are level 1.
Yep.
Few more minions
on the giant wave bot.
Yep.
What are you going to do now?
Lose turret plates. That's what you're going to do.
Yep.
Level 2 spike, get some heals.
Courage, looking to get in there.
Do you remember the TV show Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yeah.
That show was surprisingly dark.
It was.
Looking back on it,
it was a great show.
I'm kind of like, whoa, that's... I thought it was like a little bit creepy as a kid, but I didn't really like...
Yeah.
Really fully understand, yeah.
No, it's a great show. It's definitely one of those that I'd like to rewatch at some point. As the Poppy doing Poppy things, the Q stun does come in as Courage is here, now taking a big trade onto the Poppy. That's a huge burst damage as flash over the wall, and Cleaver says, well, Goody could flash after me, so I'm not going to get in there. And we got trades all over the map as Moham doing some nice poke damage, but Bull getting chunked a bit as well.
That was actually a really nice usage of the range there. As Vincenzo looking for the execute, you are seen, my man.
It's funny too because he could have just backed.
He's actually going to.
All right, the double gravitum comes in and Moham forced to flash away. And yeah, he's just going to back there. Okay. Interesting.
This is a weird one. It's a weird one. But has there been a normal one?
This is a weird one?
Has there been a normal one,
This whole match has been a weird one.
Yeah, no, there has. Okay, now Guti may have to use his flash. He has stun.
Yeah. The power of the Volibear. What a fantastic pick, Wolf.
Well, I mean, when you're not showing true respect to it in any real sense, anywhere at all, even slightly, it is going to be a threat. And it is a good pick, but...
I think it's a great challenger's pick.
I personally think Volibear is, post 6, one of the best dive champions if you have a strong lane. But if you have any lane that's going badly, he just instantly has power. Like, oh, you're pushed up? Like, you can't be like that. You're not allowed to be. Like, it does not allow aggressive lane states. And Guti was like, I'm just going to be in this aggressive lane state for a second. Volibear's like, That's no. Flash.
You know what
He's like the strong side police, not the weak side police.
Yeah, they should also play Jarvan. But I feel like in this current meta, tank junglers are just better, and Volibear kind of does what Jarvan does, except it's a little bit more, I guess a little bit less team fighty.
Yeah.
Jarvan has that Cataclysm, which can be a big game changer, can isolate in a mobile carry and stuff, force some flashes, whereas Volibear does a lot more in the early game, perhaps.
Volibear is like way stronger in the early game, whereas Jarvan will always be relevant in the late game because of his ultimate.
Yeah, Jarvan can also go tank, but won't nearly be as tanky as the Volibear. Volibear.
Volibear kind of ends up being like a smite button later on. That's about it.
What's stopping Udyr from being like Volibear? Well, Volibear can dive turrets better.
Yeah, Udyr also just doesn't have the damage numbers early that Volibear does.
Yeah.
Volibear also flex pick. Not in this draft really, but he's fine.
He missed the cannon.
Got
Not fine.
Got the other ones.
Hashtag. What? The other ones are worth like 1/4 the gold.
Yeah, but he got all of them, so it's like only missing 1 out of the 4 then.
Ooh, Vincenzo with the steadfast presence to dodge the lightning bolt.
He held fast, Valdez.
Steadfastly.
So level 6, we're getting closer to it.
Udyr's really early damage is really big. Yes, but it's okay. Well, I don't know if we need to have.
His early damage is big on isolated targets, but like.
So is Volibear's.
Yeah, so I don't.
So he still is better than Udyr.
Yeah, like Udyr can run at people really fast and then stun them and then do a little bit of damage, but without his ultimate, not the full damage he needs to do. So pre-6 doesn't feel as good. But level 6 is getting closer here for Courage.
I think Udyr can farm better than Volibear.
Yes, that's one edge he definitely has.
So yeah, there's definitely edges. We're not trying to say like, you know, one is clearly better than the other. It's just why do pro teams pick in the way that they do? Just because that's the way it goes in the LCK, and we've been frustrated in different ways in the past.
I was gonna say like we're getting close to 6. However, we are close to a dead Diablo. He has red-white though.
Let's see how this goes. He doesn't have flash, so he's trying to just aggressively trade onto Moham. It's going to push him away as the Amelio Q comes through, but eventually Volibear will just push through and get the kill. Doesn't even have to flash.
Imagine if it was a Nautilus that could just click on him. And then if he wanted to commit to that, he would be rooted in place and would not be able to walk away. I'm just saying, if he was Nautilus,
we got to stick to the plan.
It was a good kick though, like to be fair.
A.
The kick, watch plan A here. He's like, I'm going to keep this bear away from my carry. Not going to let it happen. Kicks him away, and then he's like, okay, but I still have turret aggro. I have aggro now. Nice cleanse, by the way. That's a lot of damage. And he is deleted. And this lane state wasn't changing, so I was very concerned about what was going to happen if Vincenzo wasn't able to come down there and follow. And now Vincenzo, because he didn't play around topside at all, has been.
I thought you saw his smirk earlier on, and you said that's what he told you.
That's what his profile picture seemed to indicate, but maybe I misread it. You know, I'm not always able to read the profile pictures.
Okay.
He is going towards top side now, but his top laner is not there. He is going to try to take this Herald, it looks like, but Volibear in the vicinity. Nope, just going to ward, thankfully. I was going to say, without your top laner, this is probably an unwise decision. And now Courage will...
The cowardly bear.
He's not that afraid, though, to be honest.
No, he's really brave, yeah. Like, the name of the show is Courage the Cowardly Dog, and he did act scared a lot, but he was often doing very courageous things. And I guess that's why he was called Courage.
Yeah. But he was mostly just, like, really scared. He looked scared, but he still got it done, you know, in the end.
Exactly.
He still got it done.
We see Courage's cam here. He looks really calm.
Yeah, he's not scared, and he's getting it done.
As, chewing gum.
Where is Vincenzo? He's trying to dive the Heimer.
Who are these players? Well, Dihuk is trying to experience the new champion in League of Legends, and he got a fistful, that's for sure, of the new champion. So he has to flash away.
I don't think that that had to happen that way. Dihuk was very aggressive, without any control, knowing his jungler was bottom side, but he does have to flash. I like that Courage decides not to flash for the stun because he's like, he's got flash, he's Jax, he's pretty mobile. He's going to get his flash and force him away. I'm going to go make an impact elsewhere. Speaking of...
Any junglers in the mid lane? Oh, one goes flying, so now it's a 2v1. Cleaver has flash and should have his shuffle here in a little bit. Vincenzo, will he have the steadfast presence to deny this? Courage is coming back. Flash now away from the stun as Courage now in a 1v2, but no way for Gucci to get away as he doesn't have flash himself. Gets flashed on, and one Molten Shield is not enough as the soldiers come back. And now even with the Jax coming in, I think Courage should be fine.
Yeah, Udyr would have done more damage there, though.
True, yes.
Udyr probably kills there. faster.
Absolutely.
But Guti gets the kill, or Cleaver rather gets the kill this time. So you know what? Give it to your carry. That's why you play Volibear instead of your. There's your answer, chat. Over here, they have turned this lane around a little bit, but I don't know if they really need to be pushing the issue this much as Courage is heading down to the bottom lane. He did commit the flash to get that kill, but he's got Hex Flash on the Volibear. And I think this is mostly for objective contest. This is going to be where he ends up using that, but could do some fancy plays with it. As that was a bit of a overstay, let's say, for the side of Liv Sandbox on that one. As Annie, she is great at doing burst damage, but after that's done, it's hard to actually continue the fight. It's okay.
They have enough to kill Cassante. Yes, they do, especially with the flash committed to from Vincenzo.
Showmaker was personally offended that he died there.
Yep. Well,
didn't have his mythic. He does now. Cold fist item thing.
Yeah, no, it's the blue hand.
Blue hand.
Yeah, they renamed it again.
Ah, okay.
Blue hand. Coming out. And so Quantum Freaks, they say, well, our Cassante died, but that's fine because it's Cassante, and eventually he will just do Cassante things. It is going to put down this Rift Herald on the bottom side and get a Drake.
It is somewhat problematic that Jax gets some value out of that, but it's not massive. It's just an assist. Turret plate he's picked up here. It's not going to be game-breaking, but I think it is a pretty significant pick here that the Sandbox are able to pick up onto that Cassante. As Valdez is kind of like our first real game of the day, to be honest. This game has kind of got back and forth. It's got some win conditions on both sides. You know, it's not over at 9 minutes.
Not used to this. Not in Challengers.
So, you know, at the end of game one, we were like, we don't know who's going to win. It's just completely impossible to tell. Now it feels kind of like a similar situation for very different reasons, but most of them pretty positive here. As Courage, once again, going to make a visit down here against this red-white. Yeah, he has it, but the Volibear is spotted, so.
Yeah.
Holding the wave, freezing it, being very annoying, starting to do Jax things. Starting to do top laner things. That's it. That's top. That's the gameplay. Stand in a weird place the minions can't pass you and hit the turret.
Yeah. The other waves weren't hitting yet, so decided, well, we should watch Dahyuk farming.
Well, no, I mean, that's the top gameplay right there. Like, you're like, all right, the minions are going to be here, and now you can't hit them.
Yes.
That's it, the top gameplay.
They pulled this lane into a better spot. Illima's not going to get the... okay, there's a Ash Arrow that does come in, and a huge amount of damage from range here on a Moham. He will go down to the Chakrams on the follow-up there with the green-white.
Green-white combo, a rare one. Usually much more impactful in the late game when you do a ton of damage, but useful here when everyone's health bars are so low. As Illima, he's going to struggle into this Jax.
Oh,
but maybe it's too much.
Caster Curse, potentially? As, taking that dive a little bit early, and Dahyuk just able to stun him and hop away and actually win in the trade, as here's Vincenzo again.
And now Illima has no ult, so will not be able to pull anybody out. As long as Vincenzo holds the aggro, this should be okay.
Yeah, a bunch of bad things coming in here. Big rotation up from Kwangdong. As the knock-up going to be denied, he just gets on over that one as the Volibear and the flash grenade is not going to hit from Moham, so Vincenzo might
Can he snipe
still
him?
Get away. All of that to try to kill the Poppy, and nothing is going to amount from it.
I thought he was going to snipe him, you know, or try to at least with his W, but he used it to zone out Dahyuk. The Volibear snipe, man, that's the best one. It's the most fun one.
Remember when Kwangdong Freaks picked Ashe into the Meliello that was definitely going to come and cleanse Aphelios?
Well, I mean, I was more offended. I was more offended with the fact that they didn't pick Nautilus, but then the dives haven't been happening as...
Okay, you're spotted. Crown available. Meanwhile, we're diving mid. Guti just going to flash that one.
They could have played Callista too. Like, that was another thing they were thinking about, which does feel like it could have been stronger in some aspects, right? But the Volibear was getting ahead early, but then they weren't able to maintain control of the lane. And then once they started leaving it to try to make impacts elsewhere, they're now 25 CS down and haven't had control for a while because they've had no help because it's all been around the top side here, these fights, and in mid, of course. But the problem is Aphelios is pretty big. and the Jax is getting bigger. So some advantages that Live Sandbox had against them are now waning, and I think they're starting to really get into the driver's seat here. We know it's not going to be Chemtech Soul, and that's going to be the next streak here. So it's still valuable for Live Sandbox to pick it up, but it is going to be really curious to see what the third one is going to be, as pretty defining here in this game, I think, with the even game state we have. Okay.
Oh. Well, Moham used his flash earlier to try to land a grenade onto Vincenzo, and then he just dies. Just a dead Heimerdinger in the mid lane.
Yeah, not ideal, but won't be too impactful either. Just some gold picked up here for Guti, as this is going to be the first turret for Kwangdong this game. And I mean, yeah, no. I mean, we knew the other turret went down earlier. Looks like it's going to be the second turret for Live Sandbox at the same time, as they did get the first brick on the bottom lane. Now 2 turrets for them. This game state is looking worse and worse for Kwangdong because, like we talked about, the Volibear less impactful as the game goes on. Poppy extremely impactful in the late game with just a single ultimate.
But the bear can jump over the Poppy ult.
True, and then instantly die when the rest of the team turns on. As soon as that unstop, as soon as he can be stopped, he will be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the B2 Volibear pick in this case.
But they did a lot with it, to be fair. It's just that they're not able to continue to do so, and the first dive was great. The rest of the subsequent plays we have seen have been... We haven't seen them actually, is the weird thing.
Ult in, Illiman in a bit of trouble here, but yeah, he's just going to get pushed out. And guess what? It's Hextech Soul this time. As the slow's coming in, Vincenzo will use his flash this time around. His plan B now on the gank as Melio, going to provide a cozy campfire and a place to stay onto the Cassantes. Finally, they take out a turret, but they can't take out Illima, as he will just bop him on the head in trade for that turret.
Not entirely sure why they thought they were in the position to actually force a kill onto Cassante, who did have ult and flash in this position. It's also a flash trade, so Dahyuk using his in this exchange. And like, Melio gives him some healing, and he's like, all right, that should be enough, right? No, it's not. Also, Plan B didn't tank the turret or anything like that, and the flash is really good here.
3 turret shots.
Yeah, like, don't take the turret shots. Let Melio at least take 1 or 2 of those. The heal he has is not going to be enough. He has ult, so... And the blue hand, so probably not it.
Okay, he's going to ult into Moham, not going to get the kill back, as he is just alone in mid lane, enjoying some alone time and then dying. Does hold on to his hands and flash because he knows that, well, I made a mistake, so I'm just going to die instead.
He was enjoying it, is what you mean, yeah. But then he didn't.
Yeah, he was enjoying some alone time, and then he realized he had made a mistake.
Reality check. Reality sunk in. So he's seen by the Hawk shot and the Hextech Gate gank, but he saw them.
Hextech Gate.
He saw them, or well, he could have seen them, and he just ignored them to clear the wave, and it went right over the Scuttle Crab. Unfortunate. Now he's like, look at these portal things. He's like, let me try that. We're teasing him. He just, I think, a little bit of greed there, or perhaps just didn't catch the pings.
Maybe didn't notice, yeah.
Yeah. It's also kind of on the team for not verbally communicating when they noticed he wasn't moving, as Moham may die a 3rd time.
He is, I swear this is like...
It's Barrel.
Yeah, exactly. It's Barrel-inspired play right now, as the ult's going to come through, but immediately cleanse. His Courage, again, not really the tanky at this point, as Illima and Cleaver are here on the flank. Illima incredibly fast, looking for this angle, but not quite finding it, as the shield comes in, and they just run it out.
Do not trust the replay summoner spells. It is often incorrect. Chatter. Approximately 99.
Chatter.
It is often incorrect, so never fully trust it. It trolls me.
Yeah, spectator replay clients, etc.
It's been broken for like 2 years. Hopefully one day.
2 years?
I mean, well, it's been since I got here, okay? I can confirm since I got here it was broken, all right?
Okay. True. That is true.
I hope that it has not been broken for much longer than that, and that one day it'll be fixed.
No, it has.
Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. I'm just hoping one day it'll be fixed. I can hope that.
Yeah,
I can hope that,
closer,
okay?
Zormi's closer to the real. No, memes aside, it's been a little bit of a struggle, and yeah.
Honestly, they're not aware of it.
Honestly, they might be aware of it. Oh boy. Well, some more barrel-inspired Heimerdinger plays, trying his best to output the damage as pause.
Trying to figure out what could have gone wrong there.
Mid-fight.
Because it looked pretty normal to me.
Okay.
Was it the charge into the wall from the Poppy that he's disputing, maybe? I'm not sure. Actually looks like a Diablo issue?
Yeah, Aphelios just went in and didn't attack. Pretty normal. Copium. Someone fainting again? No, nobody fainted. What?
I do wonder...
Chat is weird today, man. Aphelios has had some weird bugs, though, in the past.
Risk Breaker says pause because when you're about to die, time stops and life goes through your eyes. So everybody has that friend, right?
But I am weird,
okay, so
right. Sorry.
Just hear me out. I'm going to go on a little bit of a story here. So everybody has that friend, right, that you played Mario with or any sort of platformer, and every time when they fall down the pit, they like pause the game and then like leave it for a second and get like a little bit annoyed, and you have to be like, okay, but you died, like unpause because now it's my turn now. Like I'm Luigi, I'm like Mario died, it's my turn. Don't pause every time you died. You died, okay? Does anyone else have this or just me? Okay, because I've had multiple friends who like when you fall down the pit you pause. Don't be like that. When you fall, you fall. When your Heimerdinger dies, don't pause. Oh no, I'm kidding. I don't know what the issue is. We'll get the update as soon as we have it.
What is friend?
Yeah, no, I mean, League didn't exist back then. When I was playing super video game with Mario and Luigi that exists. Yeah. Trying to linger on your turn as long as possible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't be like that.
LPL is also currently paused.
Really?
Maybe we've gone too far. Maybe patch 10 was supposed to be the last patch, and then we like pushed it 3 extra years, and now the game is like, no, I've had enough. It's rioting now.
It may. I mean, eventually League will have a final patch, probably. I don't like to think about that, but we got to that point in many long games like Brood War, for example, where it's like, no, the game is played like this now, but people still innovated. People look very upset about this.
Yeah, Bull's really second guessing his Ash pick.
I'm not really sure what's going on because we have gotten no updates whatsoever. We also lost audio for some reason.
Friend is person to share last cookie with. True. Very true. League of Legends, like gacha game. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. That'll happen eventually. I don't know when. And
well, probably not actually, because the legislation around gacha games seems to be getting pretty oppressive. You know, I think gacha games might be going away a little bit. Val, sorry about your gacha addiction, but it might be fixed.
True. Yeah, I'm very
Diablo,
addicted.
as we said earlier, has an issue.
They are in the middle of solving the issue.
Yeah. Looks like we will have a chrono break potentially. We're finding out if it is chronoable, if it makes sense to replay.
1999 to get Baron buff in 10 minutes? Well, you might need to pay to get Baron on your team. Maybe that's the way.
Yeah, when is Baron going to become a champion?
Is Baron Nashor going to be in the MMO?
When is Baron coming to Smash Bros?
That might happen.
I mean,
Not
what
the
if
Baron,
what if League is on a Nintendo console one day, and we get champions like that in Smash Bros. It could happen. I never thought we'd see, what's his name, Cloud in Smash, or Sonic. It happened. Get on that. Get on that, Riot. I want to see Ezreal fight the Fire Emblem Sword characters.
I mean, the return of Annie as meta is like a B-tier unit becoming meta suddenly.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, they buffed her,
But they buffed her, that's why she's there. So, like...
Yeah.
But, like, the buff wasn't that huge to where it was like, okay, now she's playable. Her level 1 got way stronger. So it was quite significant, but... So, we're getting the update about the Chrono Break. It's not going to happen.
Ooh, no Chrono Break. What does that mean?
It means we're going to replay from where we were at the
Game
pause.
is ready.
We will be jumping back in shortly.
Shortly is relative, right?
I mean, like, probably in the next 20 seconds, I'd say.
Diablo ping or frame drop. All right.
Well, looks like the issue is solved. Something weird going on with the Aphelios. We don't know the full details, but at the end of the day,
they killed the Heimer,
still died,
and, yeah.
so we're just going to move on with our lives.
Imagine that. Apparently the LPL's been paused for like 30 minutes already.
And LPL is also, well, the LPL is also reverted to 13.12, so I don't know what the issue is.
Also, wasn't Hysteric solo casting?
I don't know.
As well. Is he still solo casting? No way, right?
Sounds like we need to go back to Season 4, Valdez.
Aphelios didn't get an assist. Is that going to be the game-breaking thing?
Okay, so look at that. Chat Detective on the case. That's actually that's, I mean, it's slightly significant, but he's still 1,230 gold ahead of his lane opponent.
Yeah, I think it was just, he didn't get an assist because he wasn't really part of the fight, but they killed him anyway. But he should have been a part of the fight. So he could have also potentially gotten the kill. So I think it does matter, but...
It does matter, but is it chrono breakable? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, again, this is, it's Cleanse, and it's Melio, so you're never, ever, ever going to get an arrow that hits an Aphelios and feel good about it.
I mean, I mean, it can happen, but, like, obviously, the follow-up needs to be really good, you know, if you are able to... you know, set up something where he doesn't have Cleanse, right, or he doesn't have the melee ult because you've been able to draw that up from something else, then you can make a play. It's not ideal, obviously. I think the Ashe Heimer was going to be, its strong point is going to be lane oppression, not the targeting of the AD carry, right? So, from behind, it's a little bit tough to make this work, but still playable here. As Liv Sandbox, as you say, will be trying to fake a Baron, it looks like.
I feel like every pro team doesn't know about residual vision. I think that's a pretty. We don't like to talk about, but I think it's pretty true about this. Flash on in, stun onto the Azir. Cleaver is gone, and so is the Ashe, as he was just booped away by the Poppy and Liv Sandbox. Nice pull over the wall, but again, it's Jax, so maybe Illiva survives, though. Actually, he's going to get away.
Arrow for Peel.
Yeah, there you go.
Valdez.
Wow, they got me.
They got you.
I was wrong this whole time.
Well, the Sandbox are definitely going to be happy with the exchange, and we'll go to this dragon. It's the first Hextech of the Hextech Soul. I don't think you can take this Baron, Kwangdong.
We can take this Baron.
You can't take that Baron. You gotta watch the remix as well.
Yeah, you gotta watch the remix. Well, Kwangdong Freaks, they teleported back in, and now they're on a good spot here, in a good position on the Baron. They're going to clean up all the vision. I don't know if they're actually going to start it here, but with the Azir and Ashe, you do have insane Baron damage, so they're going to get started on it as TP is coming in.
Okay.
Vincenzo is around.
Guti does not have Tibbers, so that's not ideal.
Well, the arrow is going to miss, but Guti is getting run down here, and it looks like he will eventually go down. Vincenzo not able to, again, stop the Volibear as he becomes unstoppable in
the
his ult.
Volibear is still staying relevant past 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He's keeping his relevance.
The Poppy counter.
Can we get more is the question, because Diablo wants to swap to that white gun. Does not have it right now.
Well, they'll just take the Hex Tag Drake. That's fine.
Okay. That's, I mean, sole point. Winnable.
Yeah.
This game looked a little bit rocky for them, but okay, Poppy. This is the Challengers Poppy ults where they just ult air.
Yep.
It's wild. Diuk, I hope you're not still in there. Okay,
He's
he
still
is.
flanking to this day, as he is going to get pushed into the wall and then over the wall, as he does have flash, but he elects to go into his stopwatch instead.
Sick high-value flash on the Emperor's Divide, though.
Yeah.
When you're going to waste your flash, you got to do it in style, okay? If you're going to lose your flash,
yeah.
I mean, at least
He
do it
had
in a
some
cool
style,
way.
yeah. Nice.
Show off your mechanics while you lose that flash.
Excellent. Yeah, so now Diuk doesn't have stopwatch or flash, but he looks cool. That's good. That's very good. Is this Valorant? Well, I can see the gameplay, so I'm not flashed 100% of the time, so I don't think it's Valorant. That's my high-level analysis of the situation. Otherwise, I wouldn't know.
Next level. The Baron's still up. Everybody, we had a little bit of fun. You know, some flashes went down. Some clear in mid. I think. All right, Challengers game right now. I think Quantum Freak's gonna win this game.
I'm gonna say that Live Sandbox are gonna win this game.
I actually think that the coordination,
the
coordination we've been seeing from Live Sandbox has been a little bit off this game compared to what come to expect from them.
That is true.
Like Diablo, he's been having a bit of a tough time. He's not having one right now.
Where did the Heimerdinger go? He's not having a ping issue anymore. Diablo's totally fine with this. His Cleaver considering a play, but not going to go for it as the team's not around. And yeah, the Heimerdinger goes down again.
Wish I started the Challengers game a little bit later, Valdez. Still trying to force this Baron here as the Poppy ult is Deece, and I think that should be it.
Not going to elect to fight the 3v5.
So, this has not been Moham's finest hour. This has not been his finest
Sorry,
game.
no, that's Beryl. Oh, wait, you're right, it is Moham. Sorry. I didn't look at the name plates.
I appreciate the meme, but
it's a good meme.
It's a good meme.
Very accurate, too.
Everybody's backing. Yep. All of them backed. All of the players that were alive backed. Moham was dead, so he didn't, but he is going to try to go sub some vision. I want to see exactly how he got caught there, because without him, obviously, setting up the Baron defense was not possible, and like the point of the Heimerdinger in this comp at this stage of the game is to get turrets over to the Baron so you can then slow play around it and defend against the engages and make it hard for Annie to go in and actually for that fight. But he just got caught by Diablo, and there was no support for him, so we'll probably get a replay of it. We might not. I don't know.
Hard to tell. Well, we actually have that item that Melio bought in 2023. Imagine that.
Which one? The are you getting ardent about this? Is it Valdez's ire has been risen?
The one that buffs your AD carry?
He is censoring it in his speech.
There you go. You figured it out. It was totally censored. And now Diablo, I mean, from this game state, can pretty much do whatever he wants. He already kind of was able to, but now he's really able to.
He really is. And does Baron buff up for another minute? Soul Point went to Kwangdong, so you know that's going to potentially be a problem if they end up losing one more fight in the Dragon, which is at the exact same time of the Baron, but they will have Prio. So if Moham tries to set up turrets this time, he will definitely die.
Yes, it was the K-drama, by the way. That's why he named himself Vincenzo.
Yes.
It was confirmed by the player himself. we know some of the stories behind some of the names. So, some of the other ones we do not have any idea, but some of them we do.
Yeah, sometimes we know the story, sometimes we don't. In League of Legends, gamer ID is very important. A lot of other esports in Korea, you just use your real name. So it's generally MOBAs in particular where that has been pretty prevalent. And other MOBA-like games, but 15 seconds here on this Dragon. Live Sandbox, we need to deny this, but denying it alone isn't going to be enough, but I think Kwangdong Freaks here, their composition really is on a timer, but they've hit a big spike here with this death cap, right? 2 items on this Volley Bear. Not a huge spike or anything like that, but he's going to try to maybe set something up. This is like your last chance. I think if you end up giving this Drake over, yeah, you could fight for the next one, but your chances of winning that fight are even worse.
Okay, well, Vincenzo is just running at 5 of them. That is the strat.
He's spinning now as well.
He's spinning now. He's like, maybe I should back.
He's backing. No. He's backing.
You need to fight over the Drake. You can't give Hextech Soul over.
Dahyuk, they have no idea. They have no idea.
They don't seem to
They have an idea?
But now they... Okay, well...
I thought he was just going to flash 5-man that. I thought he was going in.
All right, well, there goes the Azirs. Now they will press their buttons and engage. The Bear comes down and hits nothing, but it doesn't matter, as the damage is there, and the Azir finally is able to join on up, but Vincenzo is zoning him away. It's a quadra kill here for Diablo, as he finally is able to press his buttons, and Jax steals away the Penta, throws up a nice little emote as well. Very nicely done here, Dahyuk, on the steal of the Penta.
That's for pause.
Lol. Got him.
Well, Baron buff is gone. They can just take the Drake here. Vincenzo's very low, but it is late game, so he should be fine. Diablo with this Crescendum just going to try to knock this turret down, and he will. The inhibitor, I think, might be a bit of a bridge too far, considering the Bull is up in 8. Does have his ult. Moham is here. So, not going to be able to take out any inhibs with this, but it's wild to me how this fight went, because it looks like Kwangdong have this on lock, especially after Dahyuk goes away, and then everything misses. Ilma doesn't hit the knockup here.
Bye.
Azir is gone, and then they just walk into the Jax that they knew was there, and just give him the opportunity to counter-strike. And unfortunately for Bull, he was part of the walk into the Jax team.
It's okay, he got 2 volleys off.
Well, 2 is
he did. I counted.
The first one was like, it's all right. It's like 1.8 volleys, okay?
Okay. Well.
The game will continue. As Live Sandbox, again, they do not have anything they can use to just push an end. Even though they won that team fight, they just prioritize the objective instead.
I love how Diablo gets this one fight, and they're like, all right, it's time to replace Teddy. Get him out. Teddy's gone. Okay, a couple things. First of all, Diablo's 15 years old, so he can't even play in the LCK. Second of all, it's not really Teddy's fault, I would say. I think it's a little bit of a team issue. So hard to put it on one player.
Yeah, definitely. If you're blaming Teddy right now, Live Sandbox, I think you haven't really been paying attention.
But yeah, Diablo's great. He's a great player, and I think we will definitely see him in the future. Yes, Diablo's 15.
Not near future. Very far distant future.
Yes. At least, I think like a year and a half. Yeah, I think he turned 16 this year, but he's like October born. I don't have my sheets in front of me.
My beard will be significantly grayer by the time he...
That's going to be cool. Yes, Diablo's... Yes. Yeah, he needs some more time. He can't actually play in the LCK until he's 17. So...
He is ineligible.
Yes.
I guess they're just going to give us another Drake fight. Like, Dahyuk has not been able to make a huge impact in sides this game.
Oh. This as well. Maybe I can fight the Cassante. All of Sandbox.
The bigger question is why is Ilma doing blue buff when his team needs his help in mid?
Good question. I think, you know, these questions, none of them will be answered today.
No, I mean, sure. I'm just saying, like, I have a question.
Is like, oh no, I'm trying to leave. As in goes Dahyuk, gets stunned immediately. Looking for that onto the... Oh, yeah, he's trying to pull him over, but a very nice stopwatch, and that's going to lead to Ilma just going down. Great timing there on that one, Dahyuk, as they will hold on to the play. And now Live Sandbox should be able to take down this Baron.
Dude,
or we're just going to pause again.
This question in the chat is, like, pretty hilarious. Aren't they fixing Korean aid? It's not broken. Like, what?
They're fixing it. Yeah, yeah. It was wrong for a long time.
I'm not getting into that. I'm not doing it, Valdez.
No, he's 2007 born, but he turned 16 this year, but he hasn't turned 16 yet. That's why he's 15. Yeah, the bug fix is getting it's getting patched out. We're moving into 2.11. Korean government. Yeah.
TY was very young when he started, and so was Maru, another very young player, very famous StarCraft player. TY was 12, and then when he was like 14, he was 13, 14. He was competing in like big tournaments, and some of the stuff that he did at that young age was pretty incredible. So Dahyuk is the one making the claim here on this pause, it appears.
What if there's a bug with him stopwatching the All Out?
Could be.
In-game bug.
An in-game bug.
I wonder what it could be.
I hope we can squash it. Hope we brought our in-game bug
Kha'Zix
spray.
Isn't even in the game. Game resume. Okay. So we had an in-game bug. Apparently it's fixed.
I don't think it's fixed. I think it was just not actually a bug. I think he claimed that there was a bug, and he was denied that by the referees, and now we are going to continue.
Maybe the Sandbox are like, okay, well, we don't care about the bug. We're going to win this game anyway, so let's just go. He's like, yeah, I can't leap, but it doesn't matter. We're still going to win. Imagine. Yeah, come on, Casual. Start the game. What is he even doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they're killing the Baron, and it's killed.
It is done. Killed.
Killed. K-I-L-L. It's been killed.
I think it's only spelled with one L, actually.
Well, that's the apparel that you wear in certain parts of the world.
Yeah. I could be wearing a kilt right now and chat wouldn't know.
It's true, they wouldn't know. I'd know, but I wouldn't tell them. Don't worry.
Yeah. It would be a secret.
This is the definition of a prolonged game. And what happens in prolonged games is the team that should win, like the team that absolutely has a massive advantage, often will give an opportunity for a miracle comeback,
especially
perhaps an Elder Flip. You know, we're a bit of ways away from Elder Flip because the team that's behind is the one that has the 3 dragons, but it has happened before in Challenge. We have had 45-minute games that are stolen away.
Apparently, LPL's game got postponed due to the bug. Now that...
I feel sad I'm missing that, but I'm sure, like, my FOMO will be answered by me just reading the internet after this game. But I want to know what happened.
Diablo's just frontlining. He's like using Vincenzo's helicopter as a zoning tool.
Yeah,
he's like, if you move into me, you get knocked back.
For the most part, that's what he's done with it this game. He did have a few impactful ones, but otherwise he's just kind of been spinning and then walking away. That's the challenger's way, because you get the reset cooldown, and he's going to be able to do it again here in a second. There's not that far for them to be knocked away, though. They're very close to the Nexus. One leap away from Dahyuk. It's a small leap for Live Sandbox, a giant leap for mankind.
Well, they're eventually going to take the leap into the base as, yeah, Cleaver nearly dies. As they flash on in, that's a nice bear on top of Bull. He didn't even get a volley off this time. He didn't even get to press his W button.
Oh.
And now he's dead. Down he goes, and that's the end of the Ashe. Into Cleanse Melio. Losing it, Wolf.
I mean, he didn't know it was going to be Melio. Could have been Nautilus, okay?
True. Yeah. All right, is he going to use it this time? Yes, he will. Knocks him into the air.
He wants to heal him.
And then they fly back down.
He needs healing.
He needs healing.
We all need healing.
We all need healing now. We'll take a 30-minute break after this for some healing. But the game is not over as Illima gets the knock-up, but that is a GA.
Those turrets are, somewhat relevant?
It's Azir. Okay, some chunking coming down. Vincenzo getting scared. He's trying to run away. Gets knocked up, but down goes the turret. Buys a lot of time for the team. They're trying to hit this Nexus now. Diablo, one more auto will do it, and he does get the job done. Although it was much more difficult than I think it had to be, but they did it in the end. Live Sandbox, 2-1 victory tonight.
Who you voting for?
I don't know, man.
It's a really...
Should I abstain?
You're not allowed to abstain.
Not allowed to abstain. Okay, well, I'm going to vote for bot.
I think I'm voting for bot as well. I think it was pretty consistent.
Could have also been the spinning poppy copter. But what are you gonna do?
Vote for bot.
Vote for, yeah. I think it's safe.
Yeah.
I think it's safe now. Yeah. 6-game day. Do you guys even know who's playing next? It's Bro. Giga Chad Bro.
East Coasters have never had more challengers to watch.
True. Give it to Emilio for once.
Yeah,
well, no,
I heard they're going to move the LPL broadcast to the postponed game to after the D+ series after this. So I heard all the players are flying and they're on the plane right now. You guys should check it out. Follow the channel.
Cool.
I love how I realized now we had a bunch of first-time chatters today. I was like, where did all these first-time chatters come from? LPL is broken? That's right. Come watch challengers. We're here for you.
LPL is broken, just like Korean Age, I guess. There was a bug. They had to fix
I heard
it.
they're fixing LPL, so won't Diablo be able to play earlier?
Hey, we got Sexy Butt in the chat. Hello.
Welcome, guys.
Now that's a name
How'd you
that's
get that name?
kind of risque, but we can say it on the broadcast, so it makes me happy.
Yeah.
It's not like that other guy I had to ban earlier.
Please follow the channel. We are live on Mondays and Tuesdays, and it's way more entertaining than the LPL.
Actually accurate, because our games are just... Oh, man.
If you like high-kill games like the LPL, wait until you see challengers. I recommend watching game 1 of this series, where we had over 40 kills.
We did, and we only had 20 kills in 37 minutes this time.
Now, LPL may win Worlds, but will they win challengers? Korea? I don't think so, Valdez. Diablo, he got the boom boom votes. He did 230% of his gold in damage.
Wow. 1271. Yeah. Again, I will say it. He's 15 years old.
It should. Where's the pauses one
at the bottom? Pause.
Wait, 52% of his team's damage is actually kind of crazy, though.
Yeah.
That's like, I didn't even notice that at first, but that's...
He's not 15/16. He's not 16. He's 15. He turns 16 later this year.
I feel like the rest of the world will never understand Korean Age.
What are you... It's all... Even if there was some, it was photoshopped out. Okay?
There's like, well, look at the front of his bangs, though. Some are a little bit longer. It's not actually a perfect line there.
True.
He's all natural. That's what we call an all-natural bowl cut.
After the... No. You guys are actually just trolling me now. I love it.
The rest of the world will just never understand Korean age. Well, not the rest of the world. Actually, a lot of countries use this aging system, just not in the West, generally.
That's not true. Name another country that uses
I'm pretty sure Ghana uses this age system.
Really?
For example, yeah.
Is that a lot of other countries?
Doesn't China also use a similar age system to us as well?
I don't think so.
It's not exactly the same, but I think they count the first year, like when you're born, as 1 year old. Any Chinese in the chat to confirm or deny?
Maybe.
Tell me I'm a clown.
They would say that. Not on official documents, but yes.
So
it's just what Korea's doing.
Yeah. What's
the minimum age to play in CL? I think it is 15. I don't think you can play if you're 14.
I think that's correct.
I'm not 100%.
I think that's right.
I'm Chinese, not smart enough to confirm or deny, but you asked. I'm not Chinese, but I watch LPL a lot. All right, we're getting closer.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. So, is Neferi still banned in pro play, or is it still banned in pro play yet? Wait, that's the question that becomes confusing. Is still banned yet? Still banned, yes. Minus yet.
And not out yet.
Yeah.
Okay. We did it.
When the Neferi is released, if we follow the protocol for new champions, there will be 2 weeks where she is disabled on the patch she releases in. Then she'll be playable. So it's very likely, at this point in time, she will probably not be playable for playoffs. Just to spoil that for everyone. It doesn't seem likely. Probably not going to happen.
Maybe in Worlds?
Worlds is probably
How about in the Worlds Gauntlet? Well, it's not a gauntlet anymore, but...
Usually we follow the playoffs protocol for the Worlds qualifiers, so I imagine probably not. But there have been exceptions. Worlds is likely, yeah. Unless she's like super broken or weird, and like they just have to be like, like what they did with Yumi.
What constitutes a weird dog?
One that's like the weird cat where they were like,
Oh right, Yumi.
Yeah,
that did happen.
Yeah, they were like,
we were just like, nah, no Yumi. Actually, never mind. And it totally reshaped the bottom lane. The bottom lane meta. She runs arena mode. Well, there you go. Still haven't played the 2v2.
Is it possible to pause the stream?
2 mode.
If you are on Twitch, you can pause it. However, when you resume it, it will go back to where we are, so there's no point. If you're on YouTube, stay out of the chat. But if you pause it and then unpause it, we'll be right where you were, but you will be in the past. You can use the YouTube pause button as a time machine. Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
So you can
in fact, I can communicate. I can also communicate with people in the future right now. Hi, guy watching the VOD. See? Now, in the future...
Oh, my God.
When somebody watches the VOD,
That's crazy.
They'll receive my message.
I can't believe you just talk to people in the future.
It's crazy how we can do this.
I feel like we need, like, the X-Files theme song now. How did you manage that? I never even... They say time travel isn't real, but I think you just did it right now.
Now, I'm going to say these words out loud right now, the words I'm saying now. Okay. Now, if you're on YouTube, if you go back a little bit, like you just press left on your keyboard a few times or like scrub backwards. I've also just talked to people in the past. What's up?
I don't think you did.
Yeah, I did.
No, I think you were in the past and they listened to you in the future from the...
No, I'm pretty sure I just did. Watch that. Watch it happen. Anybody in YouTube chat? Oh, I'm pretty sure that's what it says right there in the chat. Yeah, he's like, oh, wow, I just experienced him in the past. That's what it says.
Are you sure that's what it says?
No, I'm definitely not. It says. Well, he put a smiley face, so I think it's
true. He's very happy about his bet. Just watch the new Mission Impossible movie, Now Time for Bro.
How is there always a new Mission Impossible movie? They make more of those than they make, like, Maddens or FIFA games, and that's like once a year. I didn't even know there was going to be a new Mission Impossible movie until I saw an ad for it today, and I was like, how do they keep making these? Like, how many are there?
Well, if we have another question, it's 1 p.m. here and it's 8 p.m. in Korea, so are we in the future?
Depends on your definition of time, and because time zones are really just for referential.
You're the John Teeter guy from Steins Gate. I know what that means.
I am actually the John Teeter guy from Steins Gate. Check the banana.
What?
El Cyclone Crew. That's right.
9.5 out of 10. Do you have origami skills?
No. Do you have origami skills?
I can make a paper airplane.
I did find the origami killer in Heavy Rain.
The game?
Yeah.
Heavy Rain?
Heavy Rain, yeah. Also, today's weather conditions. Let's see if is it still
from
raining?
The future, actually. I think it's.
It says it's not any longer.
It's just overcast.
Raining. That's right.
What did they mean by this? What does it mean?
The series was so long that the sky ran out of rain. It was just like,
I didn't know the sky could run out of rain.
It just ran out, man. They're like, we're out.
Man, the economy nowadays. Even the sky's running out of rain. Like, what are we gonna do?
Rainflation. It's a big problem.
Rainflation.
That's what we do in Korea. We just say inflation. Anyway? Oh, Sean is a character from Heavy Rain, and they're trying to find him. And so you can press X to yell Sean. I think it's X.
Press F to doubt. Wait, no, it's F to pay respect. It's X to doubt.
X to doubt. That's right.
Yeah. How cold is Korea when it's raining?
Slightly colder than it was before, but not that significantly.
Yeah.
About like 3 degrees Celsius cooler, maybe, you know? Less sunlight, though, so you're not getting the sun burning on you.
Yeah. It's very humid in Korea, so, yeah, it's a little bit of an issue.
It will feel like it is...
But we don't pause the world for when it gets humid.
No. It will feel like we're swimming when we walk to the parking lot later, but it won't be raining, and actually, it's just humidity. We're not actually swimming. we're breathing air. Don't have
And
gills
water.
Yet. Yeah, but not a lot of it. I mean,
yeah,
a significant amount, but
a little bit. Yeah. 5-game day. Yes, it was written in the stars.
Yeah, we told you guys. As soon as we saw it, as soon as we were halfway through game 1, we just knew.
Yeah,
we just knew.
I think before we started, we're like, no, we're the cringe duo. It's going to be 5 games.
Well, if it's 6 games, history will be made tonight.
5-game day because Bro will 2-0 DK. Yes, that is true. How bad is the smog in Korea? Yes.
It's, yeah, we gotta.
At least the rain helps a little bit.
It does help, but, you know, it's not great, but hoping it gets better. What if it's 3 canceled due to bug? What?
Yeah, like the LPL. We just postpone the next match because there's a bug in game 1. We just doesn't happen.
What happened in LPL?
The OMGAL series got postponed.
No, I know, but like
there was like a 45-minute pause and they couldn't figure it out.
Okay, but what happened though? Like, why? What
was
could they
the bug?
not figure out?
Are today's match is over? No, we did the first match, the first series. We have the second series coming up after about 30 minutes, and that'll be DK up against Bro.
It was a server issue, supposedly. That's what someone in YouTube chat said. But it's Alexander, who's like, honestly, #1 YouTube chatter. He is. Yeah. He has been pretty good
with
in the
1
chat.
hour and 50-minute pause. What are you gonna eat during the break? A sub.
Yeah.
Not a hoagie. A sub.
Not a hero.
Yeah. Not a flatbread. Nope. It's a sub.
Uh-oh. The cursor is moving.
It's time, guys. Stop comment. We'll see you guys after the break for DK versus Bro. Don't go anywhere.